Hey, shh. Calm down. The show is about to start. Reese on the radio. Turn it up. Turn it up low. Turn it up loud.
It's like a dream come true.
Turn on your radio. Reese is on the radio.
Yo, let's get it.
Due to the nature of this program, discretion does not exist. It's Reese on the radio. Right now on WTIC News Talk 1080.
What's going on, all you scallywags, nutmeggers, conversationalists, and whoever is in charge of the phone towers in this town, you haters. It's Reese on the radio on WTIC News Talk 1080. I am having a hard time. I am already snapping at my wonderful and very beautiful wife, Roseanne, who is in the house today. Hello, my dear. Sorry, there's your microphone.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
Can't even give me a mic.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just so ticked off right now, and
I know. Frustrated.
It is. It's incredibly
and I'd
frustrating.
love to help you, but you won't let me. So
no, and you keep. So there's this thing that this is about me, not about you. And it's something I got to work on. So I don't like when people do keep away from me, right? It's like I'm trying to figure something out. And then when you say, give it to me, I'm going, no, don't keep the information from me. Tell me what you know so I can do it myself so that when the problem happens, I can solve it. When someone says, no, give it to me, to me, I feel like that you're keeping the information away from me. I want to solve it. I want to know how to solve it, and I want to do it on my own.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree.
You totally
but
understand
you have
that?
been
pounding.
Birching about this.
Birching. I like that.
Birching about this for
a
a couple
while.
of weeks now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Just do this. Okay, fine. Give me the freaking phone.
Yeah.
Let me do it for you. And when you are done being grumpy, I will explain it to you. But you want to be frustrated? Hey, feel free.
I don't want to be frustrated.
I think you're enjoying it a little bit.
I want to be able to solve the problem.
I think there's a part of you that genuinely is enjoying the frustration. I think it reminds you of a time long past.
Really?
Yeah. So we have this thing. My sponsor used to say it to me all the time. Sometimes I just want to feel that feeling because I'm enjoying it. It's one of my isms. And because I enjoy the isms sometimes, I want to sit there and enjoy it. When I'm done, I will go and ask for help.
Do you believe that there may be people who have a chronic desire or need for that kind of drama?
Absolutely. It's not drama per se.
Well, okay.
Drama's
frustration. Sorry, I apologize. Frustration.
That ism. Whatever your ism is, right? And your ism is anger. I think sometimes you enjoy the feeling. Okay, so in my mind, this is what it looks like, right?
Okay.
You're angry, and it's kind of like plugging you into, what is that Spider-Man movie with Jamie Foxx? Right?
Oh, yeah. I got you.
And he's touching the power cords, and he's like, right?
Yeah.
That's how I imagine you with anger. Anger is your
fueling system, so to speak.
And sometimes I think you just need it and you enjoy it. And when you're done with it, you put it away and you'll recall it later if and when you so feel a desire.
Oh, I really thought I'd gotten past that.
Listen, this is the beautiful thing about growing up in this program.
Yeah.
Is that it's not dead, right? Like I say all the time.
Yeah.
The old Roseanne is not dead. She's asleep. Don't wake her up.
That's true.
And the same is true for you. It's not dead. It's just sleeping.
I hadn't really thought of that, but I will admit, I hate that frustration, like not being able to do the thing that I need to do.
It's familiar and it's comfortable.
Yeah.
And you know how to act within, like you know the parameters within that, and you know how to act. You know it's effective in that. So it's a comfortable, safe space for you, even though you may not enjoy it.
It may not be good for me.
Right.
That's interesting. I'm glad you kind of brought me back here because this is something interesting. I was thinking about today's opening monologue, and there was this article that was in the Connecticut Mirror, I think it was. Let me just make sure. No, Connecticut Insider. There's so many CTs. CT Insider. Today, they were talking about incarcerated folks and their inability to make it back into the regular world.
Reintegration.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the headline of this article of the CT, what did I say, Insider? Yeah, CT Insider is, like a civic death, the Data Haven report on formerly incarcerated men. And what the actual numbers really show is what we took from the article. And it says a new report out today is getting some attention. The headline from the Connecticut Insider, like a civic death, Connecticut men face lasting financial hardships after incarceration, report finds. It's based on a Data Haven analysis of their community well-being survey. They surveyed nearly 400 formerly incarcerated men as part of a bigger statewide sample. The big numbers they're highlighting among men incarcerated multiple times, 77% report struggling financially compared to 28% of men who were never incarcerated. Food insecurity hits 47% of the multiple incarcerated groups versus 8% of those with no record. Higher rates of poor self-reported health, untreated mental health needs, substance issues, lower employment, and lower home ownership. One man they quote is a 59-year-old named Dean Henton from Bridgeport. He put it this way, which ended up being the title of this article. Said the stigma is sort of like a civic death. The report notes Black and Hispanic men are overrepresented in the formerly incarcerated group and pushes for more reentry investment, housing, workforce programs, public health support, saying the problems don't end at the prison gate. Now, these are real challenges for a lot of guys coming home. Nobody's denying that having a record makes some doors harder to open. But let's dig into what's actually in the data and what's being framed around it, because the story the headline wants you to hear isn't the full picture. First off, this is self-reported survey data, people answering questions about their own finances, health, and struggles. The report itself admits it's difficult to draw a direct causal line from incarceration to every bad outcome. Why? Because the same factors that raise the odds of going to prison in the first place, poverty, family breakdown, substance abuse, repeated poor choices, often continue on the outside. Multiple incarcerations showing much worse numbers isn't surprising if you're looking at patterns of behavior, not just one mistake or bad luck. Now, as I'm looking at this, I need to contrast this with a theme. What I mean by this theme is a theme that is echoed inside these communities. When they're talking about an overwhelming, because by the way, this survey says that Black and Hispanic men are overrepresented in this data of people who are having a hard time finding work or joining the financial, getting financially secure.
But why, though?
I'm going to explain.
I think we all know the answer, but please.
No. The answer is deeper than you think. Well, tell me what you think it is.
Why are Black and Hispanic men overrepresented in this?
Tell me. Cultural? You think it's a cultural?
No, it's not cultural. Who's committing the crime?
No, I am not disputing that.
It is predominantly Black and Hispanic men.
Right.
I've just asked Grok a question, so I'm going to let you do your thing.
Okay.
Tell me, and then I will tell you what
I think I should let you go first because I am going in a completely different direction than you are. Maybe. Okay. So I'll let you go first. What did you ask Grok?
Okay, so the only question I asked Grok, because the first thing you said was that they're finding it increasingly difficult to get out of poverty,
yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I asked Grok, are repeat offenders ineligible for government assistance in the state of Connecticut? Grok says no. People in the state of Connecticut who are repeat offenders are not automatically barred from receiving SNAP and Section 8 and, all that good stuff. And I said, okay, well, what are the crimes or what type of crimes prevent a person from being eligible for government assistance? Fleeing felonies, for one. So If you're running away from the cops, there you go.
Yeah, no chance of that.
No food stamps for you, honey.
Right.
Probation or parole violations.
Uh-huh.
Housing barriers. So higher repeat offenders in public or subsidized housing due to safety rules, but not absolute rights. So if you're selling drugs, if you're committing violence, domestic violence, whatever it is, those are violations of the Section 8 or subsidized housing. Mm-hmm. So that makes you ineligible in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Drug-related felonies. Connecticut used modified ban, eligible if a person has completed their court sentence or is satisfactorily serving probation, right? So if you're on parole or probation, if you're on probation, you can still get housing.
Right.
Fleeing felonies, intentional program violations. Disqualification. So if you intentionally violate
you're breaking the law. You're continuing to break the law.
If you intentionally violate your parole or probation and you get arrested, you are now no longer eligible. Substance abuse is another one. Lifetime sex offender registry, methamphetamine production, and violent drug-related activities.
Right. You're a menace to society in a lot of these cases.
Basically, you are a piece of garbage. Now, I will say that it is difficult to find employment once you've been released. However, there are programs for that.
Okay.
They have like halfway, what do they call it? Not
halfway houses.
Not just a halfway house, but, programs where you, when you're leaving the jail system, you have to meet with someone, not your PO, but somebody else that helps you. Well, here's a list of places to apply for a job. Here, you might be working at a gas station.
Usually those are kind of like probationary programs and stuff.
Regardless, those options do exist.
Okay. So I knew you were going in a different direction. But I'm glad you got that out there. That there are things that Connecticut has available for people who may be caught up in the system. But I think it's something else. And the two things are cultural. But that culture is now bleeding outside of the Black and Hispanic community. It is bleeding into all of America. I'm going to spend a lot of time on this subject because it relates to a very huge story that people have been talking about how they feel about the country that they live in. So I start here. Back in 1992, there was a very popular movie starring Ice Cube, Cuba Gooding Jr., and Lawrence Fishburne. That movie is Boys in the Hood.
Okay.
And I always said that movie is quite quotable. But what people don't notice in that film is that it talks a lot about tropes in the Black community that do not serve it well. And this is a scene from Boys in the Hood that does that exact thing. It lies to Black people. But many people in the Black community, like John Singleton, who wrote this movie, believe it to be true. Listen closely.
Now what we need to do is we need to keep everything in our neighborhood, everything, Black. Black owned with Black money. Just like the Jews, the Italians, the Mexicans, and the Koreans do. Ain't nobody from outside bringing down the property value. It's these folk shooting each other and selling that crack rock and Well, how you think the crack rock gets into the country? We don't own any planes. We don't own no ships. But we are not the people who are flying and floating that in here. I know every time you turn on the TV, that's what you see. Black people selling the rock, pushing the rock, pushing the rock. Yeah, I know. But that wasn't a problem as long as it was here. It wasn't a problem until it was in Iowa, and it showed up on Wall Street where there are hardly any Black people. Now, if you want to talk about guns, why is it that there's a gun shop on almost every corner in this community? Why? Tell you why. For the same reason that there's a liquor store on almost every corner in the Black community. Why? They want us to kill ourselves. You go out to Beverly Hills, you don't see that but they want us to kill ourselves. Yeah, the best way you can destroy a people, you take away their ability to reproduce themselves.
And make abortion fully accessible.
Now, the one thing that Lawrence Fishburne, his character's name is Furious, never mentions in that monologue is personal responsibility. Never once. It is a blame everybody else. It's supposed to be a profound monologue to the African-American community that says, look, they want you to kill yourselves. Never once does it say, perhaps you shouldn't buy the gun in every gun shop. Perhaps you shouldn't buy
buy drugs.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe don't buy the liquor in the liquor store.
Don't use the drugs.
Perhaps, yes. Perhaps maybe not supply the actual business with your dollars. So that your pockets, in that sense, you hit them in the pocketbook. You don't buy those products, they go out of business and they leave, like any other business. But here's the problem. Culturally, people in the African-American community and many in the Hispanic community, they reject one thing that will save them: capitalism. When you reject capitalism, you don't understand how it works or even how to destroy it. What's a good way to destroy the capitalistic nature of a gun shop or a liquor store? You don't purchase it. Now, they think because it's in their neighborhood, they don't have a choice, because capitalism says you must buy it.
Right.
Capitalism says you must adhere.
Don't buy these groceries. Buy a gun.
Exactly.
Buy crack.
Again, no responsibility, right? This leads to their own despair. Now, if they had an uplifting look, now it goes further than just the liquor stores and the gun shops. It goes one step further, right? If you think that America is a place where you can't get ahead, if you listen to the furious sparks of Boys in the Hood, all you hear is that America wants to keep you down. They want you to keep yourself. Does it make you bitter or, I would say, optimistic, yes, about the country you live? No. It doesn't do the latter. It does the former. And as long as you hate the place where you live, as long as you hate the society that has been pretty much around you, you will reject the means of which you can have a better life, which is why the incarceration rates of people who will go into prison is because they have an attitude that says that it's an me against the world attitude, and everybody else is getting theirs, and I need to get mine because I can't. In education, it ain't for me. That's the white man.
White folks.
Exactly. I ain't supposed to go to church. The white man does that. I don't get married because that's what the white man does.
I don't look prison.
Exactly. Those things, yes, they are cultural. When you reject Americanism as an other, when you reject it as corny and uncultured in the sense of who you are as a quote unquote black or Hispanic, you will always find yourself behind the eight ball, because guess what? The world is bigger than your ideology. And what they refuse to do is to conform to the things that will make them successful. Instead, they abhor them. They call them culturally insignificant or square. Last word. I got to take a break.
I'm just going to say this. Being a drug dealer is actually capitalist.
Good point. We got to take a break. We'll come back. Baby. I'm going to add one more layer to this when we return. So stand by. More with this with Roseanne and myself, Reese on the radio.
Fan of WTIC? Then do us a favor. Download the free Odyssey app and favorite WTIC.
We're back. Reese on the radio, Roseanne on the radio, here live on WTIC. So the point I was trying to make here, there's a much bigger story behind this. And it has to do with patriotism and people's love of the United States. With the American flag, whatever. It is at an all-time low, which many people are talking about. And we'll get into that later on. We got a couple of guests coming in today, so I'm going to kind of like dib and dab in all of this. But there is a cultural rot that does not serve the individuals who do not like the country. While they think that they are, actively pushing against Americanism, they are only failing themselves by not being part of the system. Now, I get the idea that people are taught buck the system because that in some way is heroic. But it isn't in the grand scheme of things. Let's bring up the boy just for this exercise. You and I talked about this not too long ago. We said we had to tell the boy, I hope you don't have a family.
Right. I
hope you don't get a wife and have children with the way that you feel about money, about capitalism,
free market.
The free market, about millionaires or billionaires.
Or corporations.
Right. We hope you never have children, because with that idea, your kids would starve.
Yeah.
And we would hate to have our grandchildren come in to our house.
Come and take them and drop them off at our door.
Exactly.
I'm not raising any more babies.
Grandma, grandfather. That's what I'm going to be called. They're not feeding us. We don't have enough money. Yesterday, they cut off the electricity, grandfather. I don't want... Yeah, by the way, for some odd reason, my grandchildren
are British.
They're British.
Right. Speak the King's English.
But that's what it would be like for a lot of these people in this constant pushing back on the systems instead of working through them, right? Or, if you really think the world is a cruel place that doesn't care about you, you don't thieve from it. You don't become the worst type of person in the system. You manipulate the system to work in your favor, and you do it in a just way, and you become the best you possibly can. Why? Because if you do make something of yourself, you can use your brain. Remember, we told the boy when we were at AC Peterson, become a billionaire. Instead of crapping on Elon Musk, become a billionaire and do the thing he's not doing, in your view.
Right.
Right? Spread your wealth to the masses. You serve yourself better, or the people you care about most, if you become the thing that you wish he would be. Stop waiting around for him to be the billionaire of your liking. Be the billionaire.
Just do it.
Yeah. And that's what I'm noticing in this piece, is that everyone's talking about how difficult it is for them. But remember, they set it up this way. Whoever told them growing up that they wouldn't amount to anything, or that the country was corrupt against them, or they saw them as lesser than, this breeds a bitterness in a community that says, I can't do the things that my white counterparts can do. Why would I go to school? They ain't never going to hire me. Why am I going to get a job? They only going to take everything I got. They ain't going to never give me no promotion.
It is insane to me, right? Maybe Gen X did an entirely too good of a job at protecting our children and giving them a future that, we didn't see possible, right? Like, we are providing for our kids the childhood we didn't have. Mm-hmm. They get to go to summer camp. They get video games. They're safe. They're not being kidnapped. They're not ending up on milk cartons. Right. You know what I mean? They come home, and if there's not a parent home, there's like 37 cameras and a communication device within their grasp. But you know what I mean? We have protected our children so much that now that when they go off into the world, maybe they're just so afraid of the lack of safety nets that maybe we're not giving them enough cookies. Maybe we should have just never given these little children cookies. Maybe we should have just left them as latchkey kids and let them play with lawn darts and go to the
fend for
scary
themselves.
White van and determine whether, hell, maybe a few of y'all needed to end up on a milk carton for you to understand.
For your own safety.
Life sucks. Life is hard, man. Mm-hmm. You don't get stuff just because you showed up. You don't get stuff just because you were born. It's hard work.
Yeah, but remember, this resentment of the United States is the constant theme being pushed. The most vulnerable people, remember, it's not the affluent homed girl with blue hair with all the piercings, with a dad at home who's of the middle class, who owns his own home, who's running around screaming about the oppressed people of the world. It's not her who suffers the consequences. It is the inner city kid, or even the poor white kid who has that constant theme being beaten over their head every day. The world is never going to allow you to ever get ahead. If you believe that, you'll never try. If you believe that, you'll always hate the country you live in, which brings me to my point.
When we ask voters about this, what do most of them say at this point? This, to me, is one of the most stunning divides that we have seen. We're talking about polarization in politics. It even comes down to what you believe July 4th actually is. Like, what does July 4th mean to you? Celebrate America, friends and family time. Among Republicans, what do you see? You see the clear majority say it's a time to celebrate America, 65%. Among Democrats, however, the plurality disagree. Look at that. What do you see? Friends and family time at 42% versus just 24% who say that what it means most to them is to celebrate America. So even on the basic question of what July 4th means to you. We have Republicans on one end saying celebrate America, more of them say that, and Democrats on the other end saying that it means more to them to have time with friends and family.
Now, that's not an awful statistic.
Well, that's like Christmas and Veterans Day to them. They have no idea what it means. I just get a day off.
Exactly.
I'm going to go buy
but
stuff on sale.
I don't have a big problem with the fact that they believe that it's a day to celebrate with their family, even though the date represents nothing to do with family. It has everything to do with celebrating the birth of this country. Right? So they go to, hey, it's a great opportunity for us to have a cookout and hang out with family members we haven't seen. Oh, wow, they've turned it into Thanksgiving. Weirdly enough.
Summer
but they
Thanksgiving.
have. Yeah, summer Thanksgiving.
Right.
So again, I don't have a real problem with that. But again, like I said, culturally, the most vulnerable people in the Black and Hispanic and poor white communities, they have been led to believe that America is the antithesis of the things that you and I do. We don't see America as an opportunity. They see it as a cudgel. They see it as something that destroys them or destroys people.
Please leave.
Well, they're never going to leave. They can't, and you know they can't.
Yes, they can.
No, they're trapped here.
They just made it less expensive. Listen, for the same price of 2 pair of Jordans, you can go back to whatever country you think is better.
These people, first of all, they don't have to do that. The reason why they don't have to is because, again, it is for them. It is better to hate the thing that you cannot overcome than to overcome it.
It goes right back to what we were talking about earlier.
There you go.
You are happier in your misery.
Look at that.
God, that's so disgusting.
How full circle did that just get?
You know what we should do is just start a hood-wide AA meeting. Like, in order to get to your house, you have to sit in a meeting.
Right.
As soon as your car or the bus or your bicycle, whatever, hits your neighborhood line, boom, it is instant AA meeting in your ears. So you can learn to take accountability for your own crap and stop blaming other people for your misery.
But again, the whole point is like, you can blame, and this works its way into other places, but when I'm looking at this story about how people feel like this is, as they put it, a civic death, they see this as, I made these mistakes in my life because I had to.
Right.
See what I'm saying? They had to make these mistakes. They had to make these choices because otherwise I couldn't make it in the system that is already there. All you can hear in these neighborhoods is like the system. The system ain't going to let you do that. Yes. It's just, what we need to do is break down the system. We need to change the system. Never getting in where they're supposed to, like working and maneuvering around them. These are not obstacles to them. These are walls. These are chains. You know, these are structures that they cannot get around or move through. That's what the problem is. And again, it's not because they're not smart or they don't think that they're smart. It isn't that. It's easy to say that
What you mean to say is they're lazy.
Well, intellectually, yes, they are. And that's the intellectual laziness that keeps them from it. So they don't realize that they are a part of their own misery. So you can hear this nonsense by Furious saying that they put the guns in your neighborhood or they put the liquor stores in your neighborhood. And they go, in essence, what he's saying is like they put them in your neighborhood and now you have to drink the liquor. Now you have to buy the guns because it's here.
I hang out at a bar a lot.
Oh, yeah.
I'm at Stadium 15 a lot. A lot of my friends are there. I have been going to Stadium 15 multiple days a week for several months now. You know how many times I drank the liquor?
0.
Not a one. Did you know I had a gun for many, many years? I have never gone out and committed a crime with that gun.
But that's, again.
I'm just saying, those things were right in my face.
And the excuse would be that you are the exception, not the rule.
Right,
you see what I'm saying?
Right,
so there's always a reason why you chose to do that. Why? Because you had better opportunities. What does that mean?
I?
No. Your better opportunity is because you were probably raised right. Or you probably had a father in the home. Or you were probably scared to do anything.
It's always going to be some excuse.
There's always something.
Right.
Not the fact that you made good choices, because there are people in the world who just have no choice, because it's either make the bad choice or starve.
You know, I will never understand this mindset the same way I will never understand the mindset of a serial killer or
a sociopath,
a child abuser, or a rapist. I will never understand that mindset because it is so deviant. It is so. It is anti-human. It is inhumane. I can't logic my way through. It does not compute.
I know.
I don't understand.
I'm not done with this yet. I've got a couple more that I want to play. But again, like I said, people are talking about this whole sentiment about why people do not like America, why there's so many people on the left. This is part of it.
Do you have that video? Do you remember that video of the girl? She's being interviewed. The young black boy got shot and killed by a homeowner who broke into the house.
I'll find it. I'll know exactly what you're talking about. All right, let's take another break. We'll be back. More news and more views when we return. It's Reese on the Radio.
It's Reese on the Radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Reese on the Radio, Roseanne on the Radio. I'm going to find this audio real quick because I think this is it here. Roseanne was talking about it. Let me start it over. Because it was insane that this young lady said what she said about the about her. I guess it was their cousin or friend or something along that line.
Nobody really knows.
And yeah, it was a hell of a statement that she made. And for some odd reason, I'm on the piece where she actually says you know what, I may have to do it this way because I can't play it in this screen the way that I want to, but I do have the audio. Let me just play the audio, and that will sort of fill the gap.
I don't care if she have her gun license, her rights, or any of that. That is way beyond the law. Way beyond. Hey, what's wrong with her? She did not have to shoot him. There's no reason that she should have waited until after he walked out the yard to try to shoot him. If she called the police already, then why would she shoot him? You have to understand, you have to look at it from every child's point of view that was raised in the hood. How he gonna get his money to have clothes to go to school?
Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. It seems mean, but every person.
It's so not the law. I'm sorry. You can't even speak English, and you want to tell us what the law is?
Yeah, it blew my mind. The fact that she says, like, "What's a little kid from?" You don't understand what it's like for somebody in the hood.
You got to look at it from a hood's perspective. You gotta rob white folks. You gotta.
Yeah,
because we ain't got no money for clothes.
Yeah, Yeah, it's just it's a ridiculous thing, but again, that mindset is permeating everywhere. I want to play the second clip here from Harry Enton on CNN. Again, this is about love of your country. So the first one was about representing the Fourth. The next one is the display of the American flag.
What do they say about the flag? Yeah, okay, so what do they say about the flag? Even on the basic level of flag, look at this. Look at how we have an increasing polarization on this issue. We'll display the flag on July 4th, the American flag. Back in July of 2001, look at this. You had 68% of Republicans, 65% of Democrats saying that they would, in fact, display the flag on July 4th. You come over to this side of the screen, Republicans basically are where they were 25 years ago, right? 64%. But look at that Democratic percentage, absolutely plummeting. Just 27% of Democrats say they will, in fact, display the flag on July 4th. Democrats and Republicans in different camps, even on the simple question of displaying the flag on July 4th, a polarization, a split that, simply put, did not exist a generation ago.
Yeah, a generation ago. 27% of those are the Democrat. Again, I'm going back to the core demographic, those who live working poor inside these communities, and of course, elite liberals.
I'm looking something up.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Right now,
that's okay. I'm on a roll myself. Let me play the last clip, and this one I think brings it all home. And this is about being proud to be an American. So again, if you are proud to be an American, that means you understand her laws. You understand that this is a land of opportunity. If you do not believe that it is a land of opportunity and you believe that it is a land that should give you things, you're going to think of it differently. Here's Harry Enton again on the poll about proud to be an American.
What about the sloganeering about proud to be an American? Okay, what about this idea, are you proud to be an American? Extremely or very proud to be an American? Again, look at this divide, a growing divide on this question. Back in January of 2001, 90% of Republicans, 85% of Democrats. This was after a very contentious 2000 election, keep in mind, right, with George W. Bush coming into the White House. You come over to this side of the screen in 2026, look at this. Again, the Democratic percentage absolutely plummets to just 29% of Democrats say they're extremely or very proud to be an American. That Republican percentage, the exact same, 90 and 90. The Democratic percentage, what is that? That's basically a third of the level that it was just 25 years ago.
I think you're right to point out this was a time when Democrats might have been feeling badly about the course of the country. Still, 85% said they were proud to be American. Something's changed.
Something has absolutely changed.
Now, John said something there. John Berman says something changed. Yes, it did. And it was primarily the viewpoint of the United States as it pertained to the media. Media played a serious role in that.
What is the name of that law that Obama signed?
Is this the one about propaganda?
Yes. Obama, because the U.S. had a law, it's like the Munt something.
Yeah, you're on the right track.
Right. Obama, there's been a long-standing law in American, society that we would not transmit propaganda. Everything would be truthful and thoroughly researched, which is why so many, several big-name reporters were fired in the 90s, early 2000s for intentionally misleading the American public.
Now,
and Obama signs this law abolishing it, and now look what happened.
Well, like I said, the objective here is, you're not going to be proud to be an American if you believe that being an American means that a certain group of people, or pretty much most people, are going to be subjugated or, if not, marginalized. And if you believe that, you'll hate the country that you're in. Anyway, we got to go to the top of the hour. We've got Andrew Rice coming on the air. I'm sorry, he's calling in about his calamity happening down in the 3rd District. We'll be back. It's Reese on the Radio.
Reese on the Radio, making sense of the news. Even when it makes no sense at all. Now on WTIC, News Talk 1080.
Hey, we're back. Reese on the Radio, Roseanne on the radio. On the phone with us is a guy who describes himself, I say he is a progressive. He says that he is a leftist and not a liberal. Whatever. Doesn't matter. He's got a story that a lot of people are talking about here in Connecticut. Give it up for our former guest who's back in the room, Mr. Andrew Rice. Welcome back, sir. Can you? Oh, wait a minute! I didn't even turn your mic on here. Sorry about that. Hello, Andrew. How are you?
Hey, Reese. I'm doing okay.
Okay.
All things considered.
All things considered. Let's talk about what's going on with you, folks. You may have heard that down in Hamden, Andrew Rice was trying to collect some signatures so he could be on the ballot. And according to, I guess, the last count, you got anywhere around 1,500 to 2,000 valid signatures. You didn't make the cut, but you were going to run, I guess, independently in that race against Rosa DeLauro. You weren't going to let that count stop you. You were going to take those signatures and at least run as an independent, or in this case, just as a write-in candidate. Is it write-in candidate?
So in Connecticut, the independent is actually a party.
Okay.
So I would technically be filing as an unaffiliated petitioning candidate.
Okay.
And I will reach out to the independent party to see if there is any mutual interest in having me run on their line.
Okay.
But I do like the idea of being free from any party label. That way people can always trust that not only am I not beholden to corporations, I'm not beholden to any party, because if I can make it onto the ballot and win as an unaffiliated candidate, then I answer to no one but the constituents.
I love it, love it, love it. And we're a big fan of that, even though I think some of your ideas are beyond the pale. But no, I still love you, Andrew. I still love you. So what was crazy about this is that you learned, was it yesterday or the day before, that your signatures have now gone missing?
So yesterday, several people from the media reached out to me to tell me that the mayor of Hamden, Adam Sendroff, referenced a case to the Secretary of State's office about petitions going missing. I had called the Democratic Town Committee chairperson, Sean Grace. He didn't have any answers. I tried calling the mayor's office. They didn't have any answers. I called the police department. They said they'd get back to me, and then they did. So kudos to the Hampton Police Department.
Okay.
They got back to me, and they said that they don't have any reason to suspect that any of my petition sheets were a part of this mess. But because it is an active investigation, they can't release full details until they've completed that investigation. But regardless, I just don't think it paints a good picture of the Democratic Party establishment. Before the convention, after the convention, several delegates and people in the party had approached me and said that they were being threatened. They couldn't say who they were being threatened by.
Correct.
But there were several people saying, if a couple of them are running in a race, they said that the party would withhold resources from them for that race. Any elected members that spoke to me, a couple of them had said that the state had threatened to withhold funding from their constituents should they support me. And so the person at the center of this latest controversy is LaShonda Howard, who is the Democratic Registrar of Voters in Hamden, who is also a delegate that supported me at the convention. And so just given what we saw the establishment do at the convention, what we saw the establishment do after the convention, what we've heard the establishment threaten to people, my first question is this woman being retaliated against for supporting someone outside of the Democratic establishment, a.k.a. is she being retaliated against for not supporting Rosa DeLauro, or is this a separate issue that doesn't involve the campaign? But just the fact that we can say that and
let me
it not even be out of the realm of possibility is disturbing in itself.
No, I got you. Let me get to the core of, I guess, what you are trying to insinuate without insinuating. So let me put me on the hook and not yourself. What I'm thinking is, if I could, is that you don't know whether or not your signatures, your petition is part of this investigation, if your signatures are the ones that are missing. But you believe that this shenanigan, as it were, is to hold out because, in essence, if you can't get these signatures in, if you can't get this petition in, you're off the ballot. Isn't that the case? Like, this investigation can be so long, they can either delay it to the point where you're off. But are you asking, and I don't know whether or not this is one of the cases, I haven't really researched into whether or not you've asked this, so I'm going to ask you directly. Have you asked if you can go out and just do this all over again and get new signatures? What's the position that you can remedy this if they're not giving you any information because it's an active investigation? Where do you stand?
So maybe this was naive of me,
okay,
but I wanted to give the Democratic Party a chance to show the naysayers that they were wrong, and the Democratic Party failed that. At this point, I don't know if I want to run as a Democrat because the Democratic brand in itself is just so toxic. And after trying to get the petition signatures and going up to people in public and asking them if they're a registered Democrat, the number of scoffs, the number of just sheer disgust with the party. Several people recognized me from the news articles and said, oh, yeah, what happened to you is the exact reason why we left the Democratic Party years ago. And so there really is such a hunger, I think, in this country for people that are not beholden to either major political parties, because at the end of the day, both parties have been the ones in charge back and forth, and nothing ever seems to get better. So maybe this is an opportunity to break away from the two-party system. Now that I do have a bit of an established name, or I don't want to say established name, but recognizable name. Because
this scandal has sort of brought you to the forefront. I've heard other hosts talk about you, whether and without sort of an opinion, if you will. It's just that, even Brian Scheckman, I heard mention you. I think it was like maybe last week he had mentioned you briefly about your run against DeLauro. I think people are considering you a serious candidate, one, primarily because you claim that you're a leftist, but you push back against and ardently and strongly against the Democrat machine. You talk about it openly because you feel like you are a voice for disenfranchised Democrats or Democrats who have lost favor with the Democrat Party, you even mentioned it here on the program, that they have sort of enveloped themselves into identity politics that do nothing for the communities or those people. It's like, yeah, it's great that you're for gays. It's great that you're for blacks. It's great for your Hispanics. But are you for their pocketbooks? Are you for their wallets? Are you for affordable housing? Those things they matter more than the identity, so to speak. So I think that's giving you an opportunity to sort of tell those folks that you're an alternative to the nonsense that they've been seeing. Maybe you're a part of a new Democrat Party. I know you don't want to be labeled that, but you're still part of something new. But my question goes back to you, is like, what do you do now that everything is in limbo? You don't know if your signatures were a part of this theft I said theft. Ooh, use that loosely. The part of this the part of these missing signatures. What do you do now? Do you just stand in limbo until somebody tells you, yes, you were a part of it? And then are they going to wait too late for you to actually apply?
So, I mean, at this point, if I were to be running in the Democratic primary, I should be out there campaigning as a Democrat, trying to reach out to Democratic voters, trying to have a get out the vote effort. But I'm not. I waited once before for the Democratic Party to do the right thing.
Okay.
And they did not. So I'm not going to wait around a second time for the Democratic Party to do the right thing.
Come on, say the uncomfortable thing. Say the uncomfortable thing, Andrew. What are you going to do?
I have filed paperwork and I have the petitions to run as an unaffiliated candidate. So we are already starting to collect signatures for an independent run. And so we need 3,290 signatures from just registered voters this time. It does not have to be Democrats. It can be independents. It can be Republicans, green, blue, red, whatever color party you decide you belong to. You can sign this new petition. And so we're going to give the Democratic Party a run for their money. I know that a lot of people in the Democratic Party are upset that I'm pursuing this route, but I don't care.
This isn't, it's not a popularity contest. You believe that you can actually, when I say that, I know it is a popularity contest in the sense of that's the way people look at it. My wife's looking at me going, is it though? But you are running on principles. You do not believe in this, this sort of one party rule, especially in this district, that an incumbent can sit around for, what has it been, 35 years for Rosa DeLauro now?
35 years.
Yeah, 35 years that she's been there.
Feels like 85.
And you really believe that there's an opportunity for you, or at least the constituents there in the area, to get a representative that represents them, and it's not a legacy candidate.
Correct. At the end of the day, 35 years ago, when Rosa DeLauro first ran and represented the people, was she doing it for the people? Maybe. I hope so. I was still in diapers when she first took office, so I don't know.
Okay, but
I think you're trying to win popularity here, not,
Well, he's telling the truth. He's saying, I don't know what she was doing.
I was changing diapers. Well, granted, they were my sister's diapers, but I was changing diapers.
I totally get it. But so you said 30. How many signatures do you have to get now?
3,290, which is 100 fewer signatures than I needed to make it onto the Democratic primary.
Okay.
And the window is it's up until August 5th. We could have started this on January 1st. So to run unaffiliated is an easier process.
Okay.
A little bit more challenging because we did wait until, after the Democratic primary deadline to begin this. But again, this time, instead of having to rely on just Democrats, which is only, I think, 30 to 35% of the registration in this state, now any voter is eligible to sign. So over the next few, we have until August 5th. I'm going to continue collecting signatures. I've identified volunteers who would also like to participate in this signature drive. A couple of volunteers are not as enthused for me running as an independent as they were as a Democrat.
Right.
But I'm just, if no one's willing to hold the Democratic Party establishment accountable for their actions by doing something like this, and they just rely on the vote blue no matter who, and everyone just goes and shows up and votes for Rosa because there's no other option, or, lesser of two evils, then that's just going to enable corrupt behavior. It's only going to validate the idea that that the Democratic Party establishment can treat their voters however they want, and that they'll still show up to vote for them. So I'm going to fight back against that because, as you said, I feel that I do try and remain principled in all of this.
I think that
at the end of the day, it is about giving people a choice and an opportunity to be heard. And if the Democratic Party likes to think that they know better than their own voters, I hope the voters and I can show that, no, we know better than you, and you can no longer just patronize us, gaslight us, and expect us to fall in line because you've just become so accustomed to people bending over and following whatever you do, because that's the way it's always been.
Andrew, listen, I think, well, first of all, you have an unaffiliated appeal. I'll tell you that. If I could give you any advice, if I had any to give you, is don't worry so much about the people who are not glomming on to your mission. Pay very close attention to those who do. Nurture that relationship. Forget about all the people or the naysayers who say that we're upset with you. Let them go by the wayside. I think Snoop Dogg had one of the greatest lines ever. Why would I hang around with a bunch of people who can't stop telling me how much they hate me? I need to be around people who love me. And be around people who really have a mission for you and who are willing to go to bat for you and go to the ends of the earth because they believe in your mission and they feel like they are a part of something bigger than themselves. Nurture those relationships. Get on the ground. Don't give up. Even when you're tired, keep pushing. Now, this may be a recipe for you to bring socialism to this state, which I am completely against, but nonetheless, I still see you. No. I still see you as a person who is trying to do something that you believe is good. I think there is a good nature in you. I think you are a genuine person. But I will say this, regardless of our politics, there's one thing that I sincerely know about you, is that you care about the people. You wouldn't be doing this and suffering so many losses and so many friendships that are going, by the wayside if you didn't care. That kind of risk is to be adored, is to be nurtured. And I really do feel that for you. Again, I believe that someday you're going to come around to my side on this, as far as politics and ideology. But I really do believe that you are a good-natured individual, and I think you are pure of heart.
Thank you, Reese. That means a lot to me.
I know it does.
I know some of my ideas might be crazy and wacko, but the thing about me is that I genuinely do what I can to listen to even the other side, and I think, again, that just kind of goes back to me being a scientist in nature.
Correct.
Is that we should be hearing a diversity of opinion and ideas, because one good idea can be met with another good idea, and together can make a great idea that is better than the sum of both of the individual parts.
Yep.
And so that's why I do like hearing difference of opinion. And then also, as you were mentioning when we first met, is that if I just continuously say the things to people who already agree with me, it's not testing the viability of the idea. The only way so in science, what you do is when you have an hypothesis, you're supposed to do everything you can to prove yourself wrong.
That's right.
That way, when you can't, you know that you are right.
Exactly right. Andrew, again, best of luck. Keep us posted. You got our telephone numbers. You got our way to contact us. However you're getting, if you're getting close, hell, if you get these signatures before August, make sure that we're the first to know, okay?
I'll make sure that you are the first to know if we cross the finish line.
You got it.
I promise you that.
Hey, listen, I have a lot of faith in you, man. Keep doing the work and tell your team that in a weird way we're rooting for you. We want to see exactly if you could, I mean, in a weird way. It's like, I don't know. It's like, it's watching a football team and your team is not on the field, but they're still playing the Super Bowl. I was like, all right, I got to pick somebody from this squad. I'm going to pick you on this one. So I'm really rooting for you, and I want to see how this goes. So please keep us informed. We want to tell the audience, okay?
Thank you, Reese. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, buddy.
I definitely need to come back in person.
Without a doubt.
I'd love to sit with you for a few hours and banter back and forth about our crazy ideas.
You are 100% and always welcome. You have an open door policy, Andrew. I promise you. Anytime you ever want to come in, you come on down.
Sounds great, Reese.
All right, man.
Man.
Thank you, man.
It's a pleasure chatting with you as always.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you. Andrew Rice, ladies and gentlemen. I really like this kid. I really do. I really like him. I know he's off the beaten path, but he cares about the people. Roseanne, you look at me like, what's wrong with you?
Me?
Yeah, you're looking at me like, what's wrong with me?
Oh, I'm still working on the research from that last.
Oh yeah, we're not done with that. We're going to talk about that later. All right, we got to take a break. At 4:00, we're going to speak to Tim Restall. He's going to be our guest from the Hartford Yard Goats. We're going to talk to him about the yard boat. And Scott from Harvest Bakery is here with another box. Apparently, I haven't lost enough weight or gained enough.
I keep finding it.
It's fine. No kidding. We keep finding it at Harvest.
And he brought me a plant.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he brought you a plant. We'll take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views when we return. It's Reese on the radio.
Spider-Man. Hey, he's your friendly neighborhood Reese on the radio. Right now on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
I gotta fix this camera. It's driving me nuts.
Mine or yours?
No, mine. It's mine. No, you don't have to move anything. I just got it. Don't touch the darn thing, okay? Just don't. You are not technologically advanced at all. Hey, you notice that we're wearing the ODO T-shirts today because we went to go hang out with the great folks at Open Door Outdoors. And they're at Lyman Farms, at the Lyman Farms golf course.
I can talk.
We had breakfast there, and we went to go see a bunch of the folks there. We saw Joel and his brother.
It's Joe and Jared.
Jared, yes. Joe and Jared, I know better. And Peter was there.
And Chris B was
there. And I know there was someone else who wanted to meet me there. In fact, Chris B sent me a message and said that someone who I know is in the radio business gave me a shout out. He was really, really excited that I was there, but he got there after we left. He just says, Damon Scott is who he said. He said, absolutely loves Reese on the radio. And I thank you. I really, really appreciate that when people give me a shout out. Can I address the haters real quick?
Of course.
I address the haters. Andrew Rice, again, good, in my view, good kid, right? He's younger than me. He's an older gentleman, but I say good kid because he's younger. He's very idealistic, but he's a nice boy.
Well, if 35 years ago he was still in diapers,
yeah.
He's not that much
right.
older.
Not that much older, yes. So he's a good kid, good boy, and he just wants to help. And I find that fascinating. But I got this message about his orientation, sexual orientation.
Who cares?
And that's what I'm like, do people not get that? Like, I don't care. Like, I've never cared.
That would be, and you and I have had this conversation before, and I've had it with our friends. If we are now required to go around and introducing ourselves by our sexual preference, mine would be, stop doing that.
Okay.
Mine would be.
I'm not doing anything.
You're mouthing the words.
I'm sorry.
It looks like you're reading my script.
I'm not. Go on.
If we're now going to be walking around introducing ourselves based on our sexual preference, my name would be, hi, I'm Roseanne, and I exclusively sleep with black men. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't get, I'm like.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
I don't care.
And but you know what it is? This is the part that people fail to realize about identity politics. And then it becomes everything.
That'd be like saying, vote for me, I have big boobs. And every year that's your campaign until eventually your big boobs are now sitting on your kneecaps.
Listen to me.
Eventually it doesn't work anymore. Nobody wants to see a fat, wrinkly stripper. It's just not a thing. And it's the same thing with your politics.
I know a reporter here in Connecticut who actually made a comment about a candidate because they were wearing a fur coat in a video. Yeah. And I was like, what is it? Like, that doesn't even make sense. So it is always, it's like, that's not a good look. I'm like, a fur coat's not a good look? What is that? I don't understand what that means.
Well, neither is wearing the same dress to multiple events.
You figured out who the reporter was.
It just tracks.
Well, I didn't know that you would know who the reporter was.
It makes too much sense. Listen, you can't afford to be talking smack about people in the way that they look. Mm-hmm. If you are in the same boat, I will never talk about how someone dresses, except to point out they're wearing the same outfit 2 times that I've seen them.
Yeah.
I can't point out what somebody else is wearing, how their hair is, how their makeup. I might think it.
Yeah.
But that's a me problem, right? It is not my responsibility to go and tell other people, oh my God, can you believe I told you and a couple of people who listen to the show. But that's a personality trait. Like you see the personality trait. Like you say it and you just know. That'd be like, oh yeah, that guy who looks like he might be good at math.
Right. Yeah.
Or that one guy who looks like maybe he could play basketball in college.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you would know.
Right.
Oh, that
is it the same when I say that Greg Dillon looks like he coaches high school basketball? Is that the same thing?
Can I tell you something?
Yes.
We are going to have nothing but nice things to say about Greg Dillon.
You know I love Greg Dillon.
Because I will say it again. If this goes south.
He's like 20 years older. No, he looks like he's my age.
He may look older. I mean, he may be older than you, but just saying.
Are you trying to say something?
I'm just, putting it out there. Don't mess around. Remember we talked about this at the Ferraro family dinner?
Yeah, you are making him blush, by the way.
If I die before you, I do not want you to go on and be happy. I don't. I want you to be miserable and pining for me until you come and meet me in heaven. You, on the other hand, are a much better person than me because you're like, I want you to go on and be happy. And I'm like, that's fine. Greg, what are you doing?
Oh, see, he is going to blush all the way home behind that. If he's listening now, forget about it. He's like, please tell Roseanne to stop.
Anyway, yes, he does look like he would teach like high school basketball.
Totally.
Or
even college
soccer.
Basketball.
Yeah, he looks like a coach. But Like, he looks like the coach who's going to be really tough on you, but also, if you're really struggling emotionally, he's going to pull you to the side and, like, really build you up.
Yeah. He's a good guy. Yeah. We really love Greg. So, Greg, don't take it hard. We're kind of razzing you a little bit.
I'm not. I'm just saying. Listen, Reese.
All right, enough.
Do not mess up because I've already got a backup plan.
First of all, let me tell you this. This is the part that drives me crazy. You've already got enough so-called side pieces, as I like to call them. Asian Carl, who's Matt, and Joey Burgoyne, who's you two are thicker than thieves.
These are my buddies.
Yeah, whenever I'm around. It's like every time I take you someplace, I'm like, hey, your boyfriend suggested we go here. You're like, which one? Lori says, I feel judged. I wear a lot of the same outfits on rotation.
No, listen, so do I. But you can't show up to 2 major events wearing the same outfit.
Yeah, you can't.
Like same people are going to be there, so you wear the same outfit. That's not. Yeah. I am very intentional about knowing who's going to be where and at which events we've seen certain people, because that will dictate whether or not I should wear this particular outfit or do I need to totally switch it up.
Yeah. Later on in the program, after we speak to Tim Restall about the yard boat, we're going to get into some of the details of the Iran deal that Bloomberg has printed. Now, it's not the official statement, which I believe is coming out Friday, but there are some details that are being leaked or may have been sort of presented to certain news outlets to sort of lay out the framework. I know this is a story people care about, so we're going to get into that as well. I also want to continue our conversation about people who say that they do not love America. anymore. And usually, at least what we're seeing in the data, is that it is people primarily on the left. And it's not, I need to make sure that I make this clear. I do not care that leftists do not like the country.
Oh, more for me.
Yeah. That's a good point.
More freedom for me.
Yeah. But I really don't care. I know that there are people who are making this it's like, oh, did you hear the Democrats don't love it? That I'm not obsessed with that. That's like finding out that my neighbors don't like beef. I don't care. Right? It's like whatever they want to do in their home. This is the part that people fail to recognize. Freedoms, individual freedoms, are even the freedoms to hate the country that pretty much secures them. Right? And that's the whole deal. It's like you have to say to them, whatever your station in life, whatever your belief system is, I will fight to the ends of the earth to defend it, even if it's hating this country. I don't need you to love this country. There's no litmus test for me.
Really? Because I'm over here going, you're welcome.
No,
You're
I
welcome.
understand.
I raised my hand, I swore an oath, and I signed a check that allows you the luxury of living here and hating it.
But let me tell you what I mean by this.
Okay,
right?
Sorry.
When I hear these people talk about, I don't like America and America is this and that. Do you know what I hear? I hear a child with a tantrum, like stomping around saying, I don't want to eat Brussels sprouts. And my attitude is, I could tell them, I was like, but the Brussels sprouts are good for you. Vegetables are good for you. But I don't want to eat them. Why do you make me eat them? You're a horrible parent. I'm just going, well, they're good for you. You don't want to eat. Now,
you're so nice.
When no, as an adult, I say, oh, you don't want to eat your Brussels sprouts? No problem. You know what? Come away from the table. Don't eat at all. Don't eat. Don't care. Goodbye. Go ahead. Do your thing.
You're still a nice
If you're
person.
hungry, I hope the Legos and that Play-Doh taste really, really good because I ain't feeding you. And that's the way I look at these adults, because all I hear is a bunch of people, especially those who are complaining about someone carrying a flag or saying something or wearing a hat that says make America great again. If you have got to superimpose yourself into that situation, I was like, is that an American flag? What's wrong with you? And I'm just going, oh, you're trying to be noticed. You're trying to show everybody that you hate the United States. You're performing. And when I see that, I go, let's give them exactly what they want. So you think you're a big deal because you don't like the United States. Do you need a hug? Or do you need affirmation? That's what it is.
Can you affirm me while you hug me?
Exactly. That's all it is.
And give me stuff.
It's like, I don't like America, and I want to be recognized for it. I'm like, oh, so you don't like America? Yeah, that's great. How does it make you feel? Well, it makes me feel angry when I see people walking around with the flag. Oh, wow. So it must be difficult for you to sleep at night sitting in the country that you despise. Yes, actually it does. My attitude about that is I will mock them and make fun of them. While other people get outraged, I make fun of these people.
It's kind of like, remember in the 90s when like emo and grunge was a thing?
Indeed.
Like they are so socially what's the word I'm looking for?
Disassociated?
From mainstream. Like,
exactly.
Look at us. We got black lipstick and white faces. We're all different.
Trying so hard.
You've all got the same haircut, the same makeup, the same facial piercings, listen to the same music, and the same attitude.
Which means
we're so different.
Exactly. Which is nothing more than posers. That's why
it is collective differentism.
Exactly.
You can't be a collective and different. I'm just saying that's not how different works.
And that's why I laugh at them every time I see them. I'm just like, oh, you want attention. You're the loudest idiot in the room screaming, I don't like America, while the rest of us are just going, yeah, have another hot dog, stupid.
Listen, take some advice from me. I've learned this from my husband. Just say, I need attention. Just demand attention. Just give it a name and claim it and own it and demand it and leave everybody else the hell alone.
It works because I have to stop what I'm doing instantly when she says it.
Attention!
We got to take a break. We'll be back. More news, more views when we return. Reese on the radio.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right. Reese on the radio here. Roseanne is sitting on the sideline. Our guest is here. We'll be talking to him in a moment. Mr. Tim Restall, team president of the Hartford Yard Goats. he and I are kind of meeting for the first time. And he's only listened to my show a couple of times because his staff told him, you should listen to him before you actually go in there because he can be quite the rabble-rouser. I don't know if you're going to be prepared for this guy. I think you're going to be fine, Tim. Don't worry. You're here for only one reason, sir.
What is that?
And that is to, how do I put this?
You sound like my wife, by the way. I'm only around for one reason.
Yeah, you're only around for one reason today, at least. No, we're going to promote the Yard Goats.
Okay.
But you are here for one reason, and that is to prove that I am a marketing maven, young man. I am a marketing genius, and it just came to me out of nowhere. So we're going to talk. By the way, do you know what it is that we're talking about?
I got a little insight.
Okay, I'm going to explain it to you, and I'm just saying that, you could let me down. You could squash my dreams, but that's okay. I think that you will consider this. This is a brilliant idea, and guess what? It inspired so much that people started giving me other ideas that would be great as it goes to the Yard Goats, and I think this is a great opportunity to at least maybe put my name on something. I don't know. Something. I don't know.
Absolutely.
Something commemorative.
Brainstorm action.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. So we'll do all of that in due course. Like I said, Tim Restall is here, president of, in fact, you are the team president, I apologize, of the Hartford Yard Goats. We'll talk to him. I need to know a whole bunch of stuff about, because I like baseball. I'm a big baseball guy, but I don't have a great relationship with the minor ball clubs. Yeah, okay. So I want to understand, because I know we have the Yard Goats, and then what's the other team that's around here as well?
There's some collegiate teams like the New Britain Bees and the Sea Unicorns and such like
What's that other guy? The Rock Cats or something?
That's we're the old Rock Cats.
Okay, you're the old Rock Cats. But we still, that's not like a team.
We'll go. You know what? We can go through that full time, yeah.
By the way, you know who's going to be on the show next week?
Who?
Wally Backman.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's the name, huh? Yeah, I'm a big Wally Backman guy from, back in the days growing up.
The buzzer ready? The delay? Or
not yet. I know he's got a mouth. I know that. But yeah, Wally's, he's with the Saint. No, he is with, darn it, why am I forgetting his name? He's with the, Staten Island Ferries?
Ferry Hawks.
Yeah. Ferry Hawks, yes. They're in North Carolina now, so they're on their way back on a 9-hour bus trip. Do you guys take the bus?
We do. We go down as far as Richmond, Virginia, and out to Akron, Ohio.
Goodness, on a bus?
On a bus.
Is it a nice bus?
2 buses, right?
Two
buses.
Okay.
It's very nice.
It's nice. Okay, good. We're going to talk about that and much, much more. Like I said, Tim Restall, team president, is here. We're going to talk to him about my brilliant idea. And I only say it's a brilliant idea because I came up with it. That's pretty much it. That's all you really need. Let's get our first check of weather and traffic. Let's go to Mark Christopher, who now I'm seeing more so than ever here in the studio. He is at the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
I love coming in before you go on the air.
Me too. I love seeing you here.
It's very zen in the studio.
That's true.
You know, in a matter of minutes, it's just going to get crazy.
It's always going to be mayhem here. But you know what? I like seeing you in here because I almost feel like I get to see what you wore.
Right.
And, yeah, you're always in sweats.
Well, no, shorts.
Shorts, that's right. Shorts or at least a sweatshirt of some sort. You always look like you ran past a gym.
Exactly. And then I come over, I visit you real quick, and then I go back over to the other side and play music and do 10-second talk-ups.
There you go. All right, second half of Reese on the Radio is underway. Our guest is in the building. Team president for the Hartford Yard Goats, Tim Restall, is here. We're having a great conversation talking about New England baseball and how any of you are Yankee fans is an absolute tragedy. Yes, I'm hating. Yes, I am hating because I'm a Red Sox fan. And we can't say anything bad about the Knicks because John Silva, our news guy, he's a big Knicks fan, so we try not to say anything bad about the Knicks. He's just, I think he threatened me.
Let's be on the more positive side, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I'm trying not to tick John Silva off. He's really, really happy. The 53 years of a drought.
They deserve it.
Totally understand where he's coming from being a Red Sox fan in the whole, 82 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So when we come back, Tim Restall is here. I'm going to introduce to him an idea that I've talked to you about and see if it's possible to get what can only be described as the greatest invention known to man. I'm teasing. It's called the Yard Boat. I'll explain when we return. Did you even hear the name?
I've heard the name before.
Okay, you heard the name before. Okay.
Yard boat, but I don't know the definition.
Okay, let me explain what it is when we get back. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
The curse was 86 years, the curse of the Bambino. So.
Was it really that long?
1918 to 2004.
Oh, that's right. That's right. 86, baby. Wow.
Yeah. And they are historically bad this year, boy.
It may be another 86.
It is not an easy year to be a Red Sox fan.
Nope.
It is killing me right now.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we are here and we are live. Mr. Tim Restall, president of team president. Sorry, team president.
And then, by the way, you can go with Tim. Like I'm Tim. Like
I can just call you Tim.
Like I'm going to call you Reese.
Okay, thank you. I don't have to call you Mr. President. Mr. President. I'm teasing. So have you been in baseball most of your life?
I have. I've been in baseball most of my life. Yeah, actually 27 years.
Wow.
I've worked in minor league baseball.
Okay.
Started in Michigan, working for a single A team called the West Michigan Whitecaps.
Mm-hmm.
Moved back to New Hampshire and worked for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats, which is in the Eastern League.
I do know them.
Yep, and we just played them. And then I've been since 2013 down in Connecticut. I worked at the New Britain Rockcats, and then was part of the transition team to the Hartford Yardgoats.
I want to ask a weird question in sort of like minor league, major league, blah, blah. Is it always the dream of people in the minor leagues, the ball clubs, to make it to the big time or whatever? Or is there a comfortable place inside the minor league ball clubs?
Yeah, so if you're a baseball player, you want to make it to the major leagues.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. But for minor league baseball operators like myself, I am very, very happy here in Hartford. We have great ownership, great community, and I'm able to make change, be involved in the community, be involved in the organization. So I've made the big leagues in Hartford, I guess is the way to say it.
Yeah.
And so, some people have aspirations where they want to go. And, for me to be part of a minor league baseball team that's been very fortunate, won Best Ballpark Awards, Organization of the Year, all our community programming, we have a great staff.
Yeah.
It's a home run for me.
Yeah, the reason why I asked that is because I can't imagine a minor ball club to be successful in a local market if there's an amount of turnover. You know what I'm saying? It kind of keeps changing hands in the inner workings. So you really have to be dedicated to the local ball kind of feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And most of our middle managers to senior managers have been here since 10 years.
Wow.
Right? So we've kept we have a really good, longevity with employees working here, and we treat them well, and it's a lot of fun. And, we get to do some really unique things at Duncan Park, and that's what makes it fun.
I think the part that I enjoy the most is it is rather interactive, and major league ball clubs are trying to sort of emulate what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because they've lost that sort of sense. They become so major that they sort of have the revenue coming in, so they just have to play ball and people just sit around and just enjoy ball. But now they're trying to make it more entertaining because people have a short attention span, so to speak. Is that what you're caught up in?
Yeah, and I think, like you sometimes what are they going to charge me for the air that I'm breathing, right? That type of stuff.
Yeah.
But, it's all minor league baseball has always been about community entertainment, right? And we mentioned this off air, we're the affiliate for the Colorado Rockies, which is not one of the premier teams in Major League Baseball. So we lead with that we have live goats at every game.
Right.
That, we this past week we had a pre-K graduation that we had over 1,000 kids and teachers parade on the field.
Yeah, we were there for that.
Yeah. So it's like all these different things that we do. It's about, the community coming out to the ballpark. When we play the Red Sox and Yankee affiliates, we definitely highlight that.
Yeah.
And we're actually, knock on wood, we're 1.5 games in first place.
Wow.
In our season, we play first half, second half. So our first half season ends on Sunday.
Okay.
So we got some exciting baseball in June that typically you might not think about.
You've got, I think the beauty of what you do at the Yard Goats is the fact that you let the attendees be the star. Yeah. In a lot of ways, doing the graduation stuff, letting the kids run the bases, that can be an inspiring thing to a kid to be out on a ball field and run the bases out there watching those guys. What's also I always find I think is beautiful and kind of like an important fabric of a child's development is if the kid really loves baseball, he could be watching a minor leaguer that ends up in the majors, and he can tell that story. I remember when, Joe Schmo played for us, and, back home in Hartford. So that's sort of what you were giving them an opportunity. It was like, I was on the field when he played for the team and we ran the bases. So you're really creating a memory that goes beyond that and may very well go beyond their years.
Yeah, absolutely. And Reese, we were talking about this earlier. I'm not that smart. Like identify, I'm like, we're in the business of putting smiles on people's faces, right? Yeah. And if you think of that philosophy from our players playing on the field to our coaching staff, to our front office, to our game day employees, to our sponsors, to the tickets. That's what we do. So if there's a fun way to do something and we can incorporate it into the Yard Goats experience, we do it, right? And so that's why when you have 1,000 kids doing a parade on the field before a Yard Goats game, it's just the kids are dressing up in gowns, and they have signs, and parents are cheering them on, and that's awesome.
It's pageantry beyond the scope of regular stuff. I mean, you're in a ball club, so it's almost like you're on a grand stage, so
absolutely.
to speak.
Yeah, and it's sort of like we want you to put your phones away and just be present. And really, they talk about minor league baseball being your front porch, right?
Yeah.
And you think about the neighborhood parties that used to, we would go to with kids and things like that. That's the ballpark. We create different neighborhoods throughout the ballpark, whether you go out to Bear's Barbecue or you go over to a beer portable over there.
Oh,
sorry
you got my
that.
camera. It's okay.
Sorry that.
Sudar, help me out over there. People talk with their hands.
Exactly. Sorry. Thank you.
It's okay.
Yes. Flinging things around on radio.
It's okay. She's going to fix it. Just go that way, then you're fine. There you go. You're perfect. I always ask my guests, I'm like, do you talk with your hands? I'm like,
I usually don't, but you pulled it out of me today,
Speaking of, let's get to the point, because you said you make this an engagement for everyone.
Yes.
And I love that about it. We felt that sense. We showed up there, and our good friends, the Puyas, who own Between Rounds Bagels.
Yes.
They were in our same section when we got there. We went to go see our other sponsors. What was it? Johnson Brunetti.
Yep.
They were upstairs. So it's, again, it's like I know all these people. It's really, really community based. So we're sitting in our booth, and all of a sudden this couple, well, at least the husband of this couple, comes in front of us, and he has got this long cardboard box with a 2-foot hot dog on it.
Yes.
And it's in a carrying case.
It is.
And so he walks in and he puts it down, and the wife gets a piece, he takes a piece, and their daughter takes a piece. And I'm like, wow, what the heck is that? And I'm like, what? And he goes, no, it's a hot dog. And I went, like, how long is that? We're trying to figure it out. And so I asked the guy, I was like, how much is that? He goes, oh, $80. I'm like, damn, $80? He goes, no, I'm kidding. It's $17.
Yep.
So I'm like, wow, only $17 here at the ballpark for that. Anywhere else, by the way, it would be up to $50.
Yes.
$17. So I'm looking at, even though I wanted to look at the hot dog and contemplate whether or not I was going to eat it in front of my wife, who would have made me feel like hell for eating a hot dog that long and that much, I couldn't get over the packaging, the cardboard box that it was in.
Yes.
And I looked at it and I said, what would be cool? If they called that the Yard Boat.
Yard Boat. Interesting.
Now, hold on. There are applications here.
Yep.
Okay. Roseanne came up with this one. She said, you can actually make something very similar to it that you can carry beer in. Those people who buy like a whole bunch of beers for the groups, are like, it's your turn to buy. And the guy's like trying to wrestle.
Yeah, absolutely.
With a Yard Boat, you can carry just little holes at the bottom. You can carry all the beers you want over there. And again, it just goes with the whole, I understand that you had a goat boat event here. Did you bring one?
I brought one because I figured, if we're going to talk about boats.
No problem. See, there we go. That's perfect. And he brought one for Roseanne, too.
Exactly.
Look at that. So I thought, look at that. Oh, you look cute in that, sweetheart. I actually look pretty good in that myself. So you have the whole goat boat thing.
Yeah.
So the Yard Boat is, in essence, something you can carry, sort of like, a couple of beers in, or you can carry the long hot dog in. You can do a nacho boat.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I know we use that, but yeah, so the design. So it's funny that you mentioned that because we originally the food service company said we're going to buy these containers, and they did, and we're like, well, we got to design the outside. So
right.
So we designed the grass pattern or something
Correct.
like that. But I'm going to make a note once that design is done, we're definitely going to call it the yard boat.
You have to
put it on there. So
it makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, no, well, you can have them
presented by.
You can have one.
Well, so you want to know the full story? All right.
Yes.
So
am I getting exclusive here?
You're getting exclusive. Absolutely. Okay. So so a couple of years ago, this is a local hot dog company in Bloomfield.
Okay.
Muckies, they do a phenomenal job.
Okay.
And they're like, we have a 2-foot hot dog. We're like, all right, let's bring it into the ballpark. It's a huge success.
Really?
And I'm telling friends in the industry, and they're like, well, if they do a 2-foot, can you do a 3-foot? And it would be a yard, and you call it the yard dog. And I'm like, I love it. Great idea. So then I learned about hot dogs because I went to the hot dog company, and unfortunately, when it gets over a certain length, it tends to break and not.
It falls apart.
It falls apart.
Yeah.
So we have to stick with the 2-foot.
That's fine. I don't think Roseanne. The first thing she said was you can't call it the yard boat for the hot dog because it has to be 3 feet long. Yeah. But I said no. The yard goats aren't a yard a yard length of goats. It's the yard goats. It's in the yard.
It's So we play in the yard.
That's right.
And that's. A baseball team, and you can go yard, right?
Right.
Go
yard.
Yeah,
exactly.
And that the name yard goats is actually a train term,
right?
So we can play into that as well.
But I'm just saying that you have those two things that you can utilize them for because again, I saw people carrying beers and you can use them in the little whatever the ones they have at Dunkin' Donuts where you slide them in and whatnot, they hold them. But if you have sort of holes at the bottom, you could just put them through. Person just carries them out. You have to get a microphone, honey, in order for somebody to hear you because otherwise you just sound like a person shouting in the background. Hold on, let me get her microphone up. What were you saying, honey?
I'm just saying, you could, when you go to the bar and people buy a bucket of beer,
yes,
and it's on ice. Well, instead you've got a beer boat, and you've got kind of like that, but you got six slots in there, and then
and that just makes it easier to carry.
It works for Coca-Cola for the family.
That's right,
absolutely.
So I was just wondering if I can throw those ideas at you. Because it capitalizes on the name, right?
Absolutely.
And you guys, and I heard this when I talked to Joey Burgoyne. He was here on the show last Wednesday.
Yep.
And he said to me, I said, who can I talk to get this? And I told him the idea. He was like, I actually kind of like that. Now can I tell you the reason why I'm really pushing this towards you?
Okay.
All right. So I say it to my wife. And as all wives do when you tell them an idea, she rolled her eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. Way into the back of her head where she can see her brain. And I say, okay, fine. She's not onto it. So we start walking to our car. A couple with their child are walking, and I say to Roseanne, I said,
"Oh, you're gonna sample test it."
No, it was just casually as they were standing next to us. It wasn't even on purpose. I said, I don't know, sweetheart. I really like that idea. They should call it the yard boat. And the guy looks at me and he goes, "What?" And I go, "Yeah, the thing that they had the hot dog in. Call the carrying thing the yard boat." And he and his wife went, "Yeah, that's actually kind of cool." And then she goes, "People actually like this idea." And I'm like, "I told you it would." Every person I asked, when I told Joey, the yard boat, what did he say? He goes, "It's actually a good idea." It is. It's fun. Now when people will see it, they go, "Hey, I remember how that started."
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just about better experience at the ballpark, right? And that thing. So it plays on the name. 2, it's functional, right?
That's right.
I think that's a lot of the things. We do a lot of crazy food ideas at the ballpark. And I'm like, we need to be able to execute it, right? When you have 6,000 people coming into the ballpark, you need to execute these ideas.
Yep.
And that's the big
Well,
piece
come
of
on.
it, so.
You guys are, we're talking about a team that made a donut nacho. Nothing is beyond the pale with you guys. Come on.
And the cinnamon bun burger.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, okay, you're the captains of wild and crazy ideas. You'll try anything.
Yes, we will. Absolutely.
So
and also when it's a good idea, right?
Right.
Like that's the,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to lie. Joey was the first one to introduce me the donut nacho thing. And I went, what are those? And he goes, oh, they're donut nachos. I'm like, what, jalapeno? I'm like, who would put those together? Of course the yard goats were, because they're crazy people. But they couldn't wait. People couldn't wait to try. And Joey didn't realize it, but he almost ate the whole thing. And it was a family size. So he was like, I tried to finish the whole thing, and I found out that it was the family size that I bought, and it was a lot.
It was a lot. That was on a home plate nacho tray.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And again,
now imagine that in a yard boat.
But here's the other crazy part. That's another thing. You guys have a box that looks like home plate.
We do.
Wait, and when you got dipping sauces, they're in a little dinghy. Isn't that cute?
This is why I never share stuff with her. First she hates it. Now she's got more ideas than I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, now she's all in.
It's a dipping dinghy.
This is okay. No offense. I love you, honey. Microphone off. You're stealing my thunder as usual. So that's what I'm trying to come up with.
I love
with
it.
Those ideas. You like it?
I do.
Okay. Well, all I'm asking for is this, Tim, if you can. Okay, we're gonna come back and we'll talk a little more with you. But the day that you guys even try it out, just invite me. Okay. All I want to do is I want to see it for myself, and I want to point and take a picture of it and say, "This is my idea." I don't want anything for it. I just want to be able to be the guy who says it was my idea and it actually came into fruition.
Yard boat. We'll do any type of testing. We'll definitely have you there.
You got
Absolutely.
it. All right, let's take a break. We're going to get to Mark Christopher. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. See, Mark? See? All you have to do is try.
That's right. That's right. Dreams do come true, Reese, on the radio.
Grab life by the horns.
That's
the
right.
goat horns, if you have to.
That's right.
Stay locked in. Reese on the radio is on WTIC News Talk 1080.
I actually look pretty good in this hat. I got to thank you, Tim. Thank you so much. We're going to continue our conversation with Tim Restall, the team president of the Hartford Yard Goats, and I thank him for bringing us some swag. We're going to talk to him in a minute about some of the games that are coming up. One in particular on June 24th I'm very excited for, because I have a great story I want to share with you about the Negro Leagues, because you would probably know this more than I do. There used to be a guy who used to do a bus, like a Hall of Fame bus, that used to go to all the stadiums. Are you familiar with him? Sorry.
Yes.
Vaguely.
Yeah.
Vaguely you remember him. Okay, because I had him as a guest way back in 2005, and he was one of the most amazing people I've ever met, because he turned the bus into kind of a Hall of Fame, like a mobile Hall of Fame for the Negro League. And it was I've been on the bus a couple of times. Yep. It is a wonderful exhibit. And I need to find out where this thing is, because no one ever talks about it anymore.
I know. I do. I remember years and years ago.
It was, like I said, 2005 was, maybe 2006 was the last time I'd ever seen it.
That's about the time I remember seeing it.
Yeah, so I'm hoping there's, but you guys have one. Are you guys going to have jerseys for this?
Yeah, so we actually play as the Hartford Schoolboys.
Okay, so the team will be dressed up in these jerseys.
Yes, correct.
Oh, please tell me you're going to have them on sale.
Oh, we do.
Okay, good. We'll talk about all that and more. There's a whole bunch of them that I want to talk about that are coming up with the Yard Goats. And I just realized something. Oh, you know what? Never mind. I just see something on this pamphlet that I thought was interesting. Oh, okay. Never mind. The Boston team is called the what?
The Portland Sea Dogs?
Yeah, the Portland Sea Dogs. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, now I'm figuring it out. We're talking about Portland on the East Coast, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. That's like, it was like Portland on the West Coast. No, don't worry. You don't have to be nervous. He's like, Tim is giving me this look like, what did he find? What did he see?
Did I give him the wrong pieces of paper?
Does he have the wrong printout? Are the family secrets there? No, I was just noticing something that just it threw me for a loop. I just wasn't ready to see it. I'll talk about it when we get back. So stand by for all of that and much, much more. Again, Tim Restall is here, team president of the Hartford Yard Goats. I want to ask you something about the field, too, that when I was there, I was so curious about this. that I have to have answered, and it's just a personal issue that I have with baseball fields.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that you can answer. It's not a critique. It's just a question that I was a little confused about. That really, again, it really confuses me, but I'm hoping you'll finally settle this for me so I can stop bugging myself about it. Stand by for that. Much more. When we return, let's get another check of traffic and weather. Mark Christopher is back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
You look like Captain Steubing today with that yard goat's hat on.
I do! The Love Boat!
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
We are back, and we're here with Tim Restall, which he told me. Say it again. How did you put it?
I can stay up all night and rest all day.
Team president of the Hartford Yard Goats. You handed me all of the upcoming games, and as you said earlier, that usually these games are somewhat themed in a way.
Yep.
So on the 23rd, we have the soccer jersey giveaway. Of course, why not? It is the World Cup time.
I was going to say, it's World Cup time, right? So we're giving away 1,000 adult-sized jerseys.
Right.
That has a soccer theme, and that's our Los Chivos, the Hartford.
Okay.
So that's our branding.
And this jersey is actually kind of cool. And you brought one for Rosanna and myself. I don't know if she's going to be able to fit it. But I'm very excited because I like all the colors in there. I like all the colors in there. In 26, I think I can fit that. I think I can. What size is that?
That's an XL.
Yeah, okay, I can fit that. I can fit that.
Absolutely.
And I'll get to the second one last because I'm going to skip. Instead of June, I'll wait for June 24th last. June 25th, you've got the kids' hot dog jersey giveaway.
Yep.
You have one of those there, which is, again, and do you only have one size for every kid? Or
one size for every kid.
One size for every kid. So your kid may be swimming in that soccer jersey.
It might be a nightgown. It might be a bedtime shirt.
And it is a hot dog.
It might be a half shirt.
Yeah, right.
For me, right? That's what it is. So, if I was a kid. But yeah, no, it's a hot dog themed jersey.
Now, why is there a particular reason that the hot dog theme is it just Hot Dog Day? Is it National Hot Dog Day?
It's just something that we try to create different promotional items to get people to come out to the ballpark.
Gotcha.
And so we identified doing a hot dog jersey.
Okay.
And what kid doesn't love a hot dog jersey? And so we're giving away the first 1,000 kids.
Okay. And hot dogs are perfect for the ballpark, despite what my wife says. Okay. And then you've got, on the 26th, you've got pink hat giveaway.
Yep.
Which are always cool because you're always importantly marketing to the ladies who like it. And by the way, moms are through and through the stadium at Duncan Park. I
Absolutely.
mean, when we walk there, it is moms with the kids. Dads are there too, but it's a lot of moms there with the family who love the Yard Goats as well. So, of course, appealing to them. 27th is fireworks night. Is that a theme that happens often?
Yeah, so every Friday and Saturday night we shoot fireworks off.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
Yep.
And then you have the kids' trick or treat on June 28th.
Yeah, on Sunday. So,
please explain that to me.
Absolutely, yeah. So we originally had it scheduled halfway for Halloween.
Okay.
And unfortunately, on the date of halfway to Halloween, we rained out, our only rain out date. So it is a reschedule because so many kids like to dress up, come to the ballpark.
Oh,
and
that's smart.
We have vendors that are going to be set up throughout the concourse so they can trick or treat for candy or other things. So that's one of going to be our big promotion.
There should be dental companies out there loving you right now, giving those kids those cavities.
Yep.
You want a trick or treat? Yeah, sure you do. And let's get to this one, June 24th, which is Negro League's tribute game, and it is the Hartford Schoolboys.
Yes.
Is that historically accurate?
Yeah, so we have very similar to Los Chivos, the Hartford, which is our Latin brand that we play as. A couple years ago, we wanted to honor the history of the Negro Leagues, and we talked about creating an identity because Hartford didn't have a team.
Oh, wow.
But what Hartford did have is Johnny Schoolboy Taylor. And if you look up the history of Johnny Schoolboy Taylor, he was one of the great baseball players that came through Hartford and actually got played in the Negro Leagues and was actually drafted I believe, the Yankees and the Orioles.
Oh, wow.
And that when they realized he was African American, they said you needed to say you were Dominican.
Wow.
And he said, I'm all set, right? Like he stayed
said
playing.
no.
Yeah, and so his daughter, Lynette, was actually the first person to ever throw a baseball out at Duncan Park 10 years ago.
Wow.
And she comes out every single year, and they're local, so it's a great story, and we honor him by playing as the Hartford Schoolboys. We do a scholarship under his name, and so it's one of our ways of just giving back in the community.
Yeah, it is one of the things in African American history that is very, very personal to me. Is this league, again, growing up. When I was a kid growing up, I was introduced to baseball. I was a Yankee fan. I lived in Hollis, Queens.
Yep.
And growing up, you were a Met or a Yankee fan, but I grew up as a Yankee fan. And the thing that my foster father would always teach me was the history of baseball. It's very important to him. He worked at the MTA. He was a train guy.
Yep.
He worked as a conductor. And he would always tell me about the Negro League. But he talked about it in a very romantic and very special way. It meant something to him growing up. And I told you a story offline. People can find my story about it offline, about Buck O'Neill, who talked about Jackie Robinson and all that other stuff. I don't want to rehash that now. But when my foster father used to talk about the Negro League and then into the majors, he wasn't one of those guys that was bitter about the Negro Leagues being no more. He loved the game of baseball, as did many of those who are in the Negro League loved it. They didn't see it as a game that was American outside of themselves. Like, that's not the white man's game. They loved the game of baseball, the respect for that game, and where it comes from in the teamwork and all of that stuff. So when he told me about the story of like why he loves baseball and explained it to me, the meticulous nature of baseball, because people forget that.
Yeah.
It made me fall in love with it even more. Watching a game, being there at a game, eating the popcorn, peanuts, Cracker Jack, all of that stuff, the summer air, the crowds.
You don't get more Americana than
that.
It
just everything about it, it's nostalgic. It doesn't matter what year it is. It sort of takes you back to the first time you've ever been at a game. Now, I'm going to a little bit of sort of I want to say filibuster here, but I just want to make this point. The first time I brought my son to Yankee Stadium, the old Yankee Stadium before the new one,
Yep.
He was 16 years old, and his mother and I had split up when he was very, very young. He lived in North Carolina. He finally comes up to New York City to visit me. He's about 15, 16 years old, and I take him to Yankee Stadium. The best feeling I ever got as a father was when he walked down the mezzanine and he saw the park. And the only words that came out of his mouth that made me cry was, wow. It took his breath away.
Yeah.
In North Carolina, they probably have a minor league park, but they don't have a team.
They don't have a team.
So he'd never seen a ballpark. He'd never been to Yankee Stadium. And just behind me, all I heard was just go, wow. And I felt like I had accomplished everything. I thought
You were Father of the Year.
Yeah,
at that point, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So that's what I love about this sport. And I really respect the fact that you're doing this for people to understand. So I only have one question. What beyond this, is there going to be an opportunity for people to learn more about the team?
So we actually have a panel that's going on pregame that is talking
great.
about that. We have some history. We incorporate that into the show. And every year, Aisha Petaway from our executive director of Foundation does a phenomenal job of bringing back that history and really highlighting it at the ballpark.
So I have to get this jersey when it's there.
Absolutely.
Okay, and is it this color gray or is it
it's a white with the traditional H on the H on the side.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I'll get you a hat. The hat's pretty good. The hat is it has the H, but it has the silhouette of Johnny Schoolboy on the side.
Really?
And it was the first hat that we ever wore on field with a patch. We never wore.
Now, is this the silhouette of him on the logo
here?
here?
On the logo, yep.
Yeah,
absolutely, yeah. So
Okay.
that's on the patch on the side of the hat.
Oh,
awesome.
I have to get this. That kind of stuff you have to have.
Yeah. Oh, it's yeah. We have pins. We have everything. It's a really neat logo.
So this is an important question that I have to ask about the ballpark.
All right.
It's been driving me nuts forever. Okay. What's the distance from home plate to center field? all the way out to the big wall.
Yeah, I believe it's 400.
It is 400.
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking it was 425. But I know that what's the wall? If it's because of the wall, it gives it a different distance.
Correct.
Am I right?
Yes. The wall is, I think we're 24 feet tall.
20? Really? It seems taller than that.
Yeah.
It's 24 feet. Goodness gracious.
I have to look at that. I wasn't expecting that question today when I came in.
Because it's bothering me.
Yeah,
Let me tell you why. Because I'm looking at the ballpark. And you know how some ballparks are small in the diameter, so to speak? Yep. But the field is, I want to use the term regulation, but you know what I mean? It's like a regular
90
ballpark.
Feet,
right.
60 feet, 6 inches with
exactly.
the mound. Our right field, we're 308, so we're a short porch right field. But we put our home run line on the upper deck, so you have to hit it 25 feet, 1 inch above that. I know
that's what I thought.
number,
okay, 25 and 1 inch above that in center field.
Yeah, which makes it more of the 340 range.
Okay.
325 down left field line.
Okay. So that was the part that bothered me because it really is. I kept looking at the field and saying to myself, is it smaller? I don't feel like it's smaller, but it's because the park, I guess the way it's designed.
The way it's designed, and also when you go to, say, Fenway or Yankee Stadium,
right,
and you have 40,000 seats or 35,000 seats. We have 6,000 seats, right? So that's the part that you don't think about where you're so close to the action compared to, those larger parks.
Yeah.
It gives you that much, a different perspective. And also in right field with that upper right field porch, it has a big league field at a minor league level type thing.
Yeah. Exactly my point. Another thing about the field, and I always wondered this because now, there's a lot of netting.
Yes.
For foul balls, and just miscellaneous balls flying over the place. Do the fans like the netting for safety, or do they feel like it takes something away from the game?
So the fans like this netting for safety. I think the fans always want to be as close as possible to the action.
Right.
But the problem is we all have one of these.
Yeah.
And I grab my phone and distraction. So I like the netting because then it helps protect the fans for safe, right?
Yeah.
Like that's really what it comes down to. And our ballpark is probably with the lower right field under netting and then foul pole to foul pole. We have probably more seats that are behind nets.
Yeah, you do.
Than most. And it's really for fan safety. I mean, that baseball comes off the bat faster every single year. And year two at the ballpark, we actually had a bat go into a stand.
Really?
And hit a season ticket holder and had to have rotator cuff surgery. So you don't think about that, right?
Yeah.
You didn't get hit in the head, but you got hit in the shoulder.
No, the reason why I asked, because I was at are you familiar with the Potomac Nationals?
I am.
Okay, so Roseanne and I, we met in Virginia, and I used to go to the Peanut game all the time. And goodness gracious, I can't remember who the player was who wasn't. He had been sent back to the minors, but he was a Nationals player. He had all the hair. His name is escaping me now. But anyway, we went there to go see him.
Yep.
And it's the night before the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight.
Okay.
And sure enough, that foul ball comes right into the stands. It catches a woman right in the face. That was the last year I ever saw no netting.
Yeah.
It was like, that was just tragic. I mean, that ball came in. We heard it whiz by us because the woman was right behind us and got hit. So there's a part of me that says that's good because I've seen those foul balls take out a person. Took out my sister once. A softball took out my sister once. So I'm always concerned about like that kind of safety. But I always feel like the fans feel like, it makes it too. It takes something away from the game. It's like treating it like flag football. Weirdly enough,
until you're eating out of a straw, right? Like I think that part of it is, your eye gets used to the netting.
Yeah.
When we put the netting up, we talked to all our season ticket holders, and I want to say that because originally we were to the beginning of the dugouts, then we went to the end of the dugouts, and then we went all the way down. And there was someone upset. I'm like, you don't have no reaction time. That ball comes off the bat, and
it's
110, 114 miles per hour. You don't even have time to move, never mind blink.
Yeah, it's it's usually the case, right? So it takes a little bit of time for people to get used to the new thing. And in the beginning, everybody's outraged. They're like, I can't believe this, but then they're coming back and they're just going, whatever.
Yeah, your eye adjusts to it, right? Yeah. And the part of it is safety, right? And
exactly.
And that's what it is. But our upper right field, low and left field, home run balls are great.
Yeah.
kids get to catch those and parents catch those, and there's still action there, right?
Yeah. No. There's a lot of action, but I think the reason why I'm bringing it up is that the reason why the Hartford Yard Goats are so popular with the kids is because, especially for moms, is because you guys care about that safety first. It's like the kids can actually go into the stands, watch a game, and not be, have to worry about the fly ball and the parents having to, protect the perimeter, if you will.
Correct.
So it adds that safety. And trust me, when we go there, we see so many kids there. It's weird because I'm like, I've never seen so many kids at a ball game like that. And you guys, as you always said, you made it a family-friendly and local experience that, when you get there, it's like, wow, the stadium's packed.
Yeah. Yeah, very fortunate that, and that the part of it's just having a good time at the ballpark, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're not getting smoked in the face by a foul ball, and you can catch a foul ball, it's a lot easier. So, or a T-shirt.
Yeah. Tim Restall, thank you so much for showing up, and thank you for considering my yard boat.
Yep.
And for all the swag, we're loving every bit of it. You're not going to get the dipping dinghy. It's not going to happen. Yep. But we're going to be, actually, my wife really, really loves the ballpark, and she loves the game, so we're going to be there a lot.
Awesome.
So I hope we'll see you there.
Absolutely. And when we get the prototype of the yard boat, I will bring it back on.
Yes.
And maybe there might be a dinghy or a tugboat or something that we can bring along too. So
I mean, if you have to.
I think it's the way this feels. It's like a twofer.
Sure. Tim Restall, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. We'll see. We'll bring you back.
Absolutely.
Let's take a break. Let's get to some traffic and weather. Mark Christopher, he's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center.
Reese, maybe they can get you to throw out the first hot dog at a game. What do you think?
I can throw out the pitch, not a hot dog. I'm not throwing out a hot dog.
You're not throwing out the first hot dog?
No.
It's Reese on the radio on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
All right, we're back. Just getting everything situated here. We got so much other stuff going on. Oh, Roseanne, I'm totally screwed up your camera again. There we go. You're good. And I want to thank Tim Restall for showing up on the show today. A lot of fun with him. And it was, what were you saying, hon?
I said it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Roseanne's a big baseball fan now that she gets to actually go to the games.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm a baseball fan. I am a fan of being at the stadium and in the,
presence of the game.
Right. I love being around all the people watching the game. There's something just very true Americana about sitting in a stadium and just feeling the energy of all those people enjoying a truly American sport.
Indeed. Let's do the thing. News. Celebrating her birthday today is Mickey Guyton, a rising country music star who turns 43 years old. Michael Monroe, the frontman to Hanoi Rocks, turned 64. Greg Rowley, the keyboardist and vocalist for Santana and Journey, turned 79. Kendrick Lamar, the rapper and now Pulitzer Prize winner, turns 39 years old. And give it up to my man, Barry Manilow, from the famous songs Mandy and the Copacabana. He turns 83 today. The Beatles finished a recording of Yesterday at Abbey Road Studios in 1965. Carole King in 1971 began recording the 15-week run at number one with her album Tapestry. 1972, the Rolling Stones' double album Exile on Main Street hit number one. Led Zeppelin in 1980 launched what became their final tour with a concert at Dortmund, Germany. And Pink Floyd in 1981 performed their final show, the epic The Wall Tour, at London's Earl Court. That is your music news. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers.
From politics to news to music to movies and anything above the sun
and outer space and beyond, it's Reese on the radio. Damn, he's good. Only on News Talk 1080 WTIC.
How you doing there, Roseanne? Are you okay? You were trying to talk to me, but I had things like running all over the place in like 9 different sort of
you
messages.
were holding your mistress.
No, but I was going over messages and everything, and people were sending me information that I had to gather.
You were hanging out with your mistress.
Yes.
Just so you guys know, Reese's mistress is his phone. He holds it more than he holds me.
Wow.
It's true.
Well, at least my phone is my mistress and not a side piece like Joey Burgoyne. You know?
Well, first of all, when do I ever see Joey?
Well, only when you come in here.
Exactly. So
Joey's right now, if he's listening or his wife is listening,
I know.
what are they talking about?
What is going on? Yeah, no.
Yeah, I also want to give a shout out to our good friends and the folks over at Open Doors Outdoors for hosting us today at Lyman Orchards Golf Course. Today, Chris B. was there. I want to give a shout out to Peter, of course, also to Jared and Joe. They got Roseanne a sewing table.
Yeah, for my singer.
For her singer sewing machine. Thank you guys for showing up and for supporting the folks at Open Doors Outdoors. Folks, make sure that you look them up. Open Doors Outdoors, what they do for veterans and for children with autism is amazing.
That UTV is going to be, that ride is going to be so amazing.
Yeah, and that's another thing that they do is they give those rides to the kids. So it was nice to meet Davey Edwards. His daughters were there helping out. There were just so many people there showing so much love.
It was just such a great environment.
Yeah, great environment, great event.
It was gorgeous.
Yeah, Lyman's Orchard is, you can't say enough about it.
No.
Just looking at where they were just, at the tee, where they were just hitting balls. There are like these two little man-made lakes that are over there, I guess. Those like little.
Were they man-made? I don't know
what they are, but they're just beautiful. Just everything about that was just beautiful.
Yeah.
Just watching that from inside the tent was great. So I just want to say, I hope you guys had a successful Golf Open. They're figuring out a name for it, but this is the third annual one, and a lot of people there. It was nice to see them all sort of convoying with their golf carts and everything. So I'm hoping that the guys had a great time. And thank you, Crispy, for introducing us to them and those folks there. Also, Tim Restall, thank you for coming in. There's a lot of guys, excuse me, who are here in Connecticut. I have not had the opportunity to meet, even though they are sponsors of the network. Of the station, I haven't really had a chance to meet a lot of them, so I'm trying really, really hard to sort of, get to meet them, say hello, show them some love, especially the Hartford Yard Goats. We just kind of ended up there because they were doing a K9 for Connecticut vets, and they did that event there. We showed up, and then we saw the stadium, and we were like, oh, this place is kind of cool. So that sort of bled into this relationship now, and meeting Tim was great. We love the team and what they're doing, and they're proud sponsors and a part of this great station. So we want to show them some love there as well. And those of you who said that I look good in my goat boat hat, my captain's hat, thank you. I think I'm going to wear this a lot. I think I'm going to check this out. You can put yours on, Roseanne, because I thought that looked rather cute on you.
Oh, stand by.
Yeah, you're going to have to take off the thing there. There you go. Yeah, look at you.
This is how we used to wear our C cap in the old guard. C cap is short for ceremonial. So our ceremonial, of course, there's a lot of tweaking, but
yeah. I'm already bored.
Low, just like this.
Mm-hmm. I'm already bored. But thank you. You look cute in it. I'm kidding. Carmela says, I'm sitting here sewing while listening to you guys. Look at that little sewing circle going on, maybe with you and your friends.
It's better than the other circle I was talking about last week.
Okay, so we're not talking about that. Anyway.
I could use some lessons, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. There's a 14-point plan that I guess, I don't know if it's been leaked, but according to Bloomberg, they say the Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States, together with their allies in the current war, declare upon the signing of this memorandum of understanding, it's again an MOU, an immediate and permanent end to the war on all fronts, including Lebanon, and undertake that from now on, they will not launch any hostile action against each other and will refrain from the threat or use of force against each other. The final agreement will confirm the provisions of the article and the remaining articles. Some of the things that are on here, as they suggest, are, let me see, let's look at this one. This has been a bone of contention for a lot of people. This is number 5 on the list of 14 bullet points. The United States undertakes together with its regional partners to create a comprehensive plan agreed upon by both parties for the rehabilitation and economic development of the Islamic Republic of Iran, while ensuring financing of at least $300 billion. The implementation mechanism of this plan as part of the final agreement will be formulated within 60 days. Now, the reason why people have a problem with this is because they think that Iran is being rewarded with this. This isn't remotely what the case is. It says 60 days for a reason. It means do the stuff we're telling you to do.
Well, if you go
or
all
else.
the way down to number 14.
Oh, you're going to 14?
Number
okay.
14 says the final full agreement will be, 13.
Yeah. The final full agreement will be approved through
that's 14. 13 is after signing and once certain early steps 4, 5, 10, 11 start happening, they focus on negotiations only on the remaining issues for the final deal. So, I have to find it in here where it talks about these things will happen. We'll release these things incrementally. These things will change. Like, we will leave the blockade, like completely leave the strait 30 days after the final agreement has been signed.
Right. It's proof but verify, right?
Right. We will release the monies after this number of days and this thing has occurred. It's right here. You can go ahead and Google it and then plop it in Grok and ask Grok to break it down for you like you're a child, and it will tell you very plainly what it means. That's what I did.
That's not proof but verify. What am I saying? Oh, goodness gracious.
Trust but
verify. Trust but verify. That this thing, and I think the problem is with the way in which people are critiquing it. I heard on Eric Erickson, former Vice President Vance, critiquing this, is that everyone is so bothered by how this is going to destroy the legacy of Barack Obama.
Who cares?
Yeah, I know. But it's running cover for Barack Obama because Donald Trump is, he's goose-egging the guy on everything he's ever touched, right? The objective is we're taking your legacy and pretty much saying it was written in sand. That's what this is about.
159 pages versus a page versus 14 points.
Yeah, and again, 159 pages, right?
That's a lot
for something that began with delivering billions of dollars.
Right, and that's 159 pages means that there's a lot of room for minutia.
Right, exactly.
14 points. It's right here. This is it. If you can't read plain English and comprehend black and white, like part of the problem with the mainstream media is that they want to interpret what it means. Well, what this means is it doesn't mean anything more than the exact wording of the document. Yeah. Any deviations from this document, and it completely nullifies the entire agreement.
It's comply.
It is right there in the document.
It's comply or die. That's just the way it is.
That's it. We will do everything we can to help you.
Right.
We want you to be successful. We want you to go forth and join society and be just like the rest of you liberals. Just behave so that we can help you grow into the person that you want to be.
Right.
We want to help Iran grow into the country it wants to be, but you got to behave. You can't throw your toys around and have temper tantrums, or we're going to spank your butt.
Do me a favor, because Melody, thank you for mentioning that, because that was something I was going to add to it. There's something that says that Marco Rubio heard the deal from J.D. Vance and he wasn't happy with it. And I heard that too. And there's a part of me that says I need to know if that's a confirmed report or where that reporting is coming from. I think someone said it came from the Wall Street Journal, but I'm not certain of that. And when someone says that he's not happy with the deal, my question is what are we talking about saying that he's not happy with it? It seems too vague to me.
The main issue is skepticism that Iran will actually follow through on promises, especially the no nuclear weapons part.
Okay.
U.S. intel shows doubt about Iran's willingness to comply. Rubio has stressed any deal must have verifiable actions, not just paper promises.
I think in that, and I don't, how do I put it? I don't think that Marco Rubio believes that Donald Trump is going to make concessions for an Iran that is only going to end up embarrassing him.
No, Donald Trump is not Obama. It's not, you know what, they didn't do what I wanted. Let's give them more money and hope they do the right. No, Marco Rubio is concerned that Iran will not hold their end of the bargain. Now, what that means, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts, or shades, or anything for interpretation. If Iran fails to comply, they will receive bombings. And I think that's why Marco Rubio's concern is it doesn't matter what concessions we make with Iran. They practice taqiyya. Taqiyya is, you know, sanctioned lying to get their way. So Marco Rubio knows this, and he's concerned that they're not going to comply no matter what.
Right, and I think that is a natural concern with dealing with Iran. It's in essence, Iran is, you know, as you said, taqiyya. The objective here for them is we've got to stop the bleeding somehow. So let's just tell them that we're going to agree to these conditions. And then when we are able to sort of build up our forces, or perhaps they'll give us an inch, we'll take a mile. Because again, the concern is these guys are never known to comply with the arrangement, as they did with Barack Obama.
Now, you said stop the bleeding, and that's a very interesting term to use, because what we learn in the medical field is all bleeding stops eventually, right?
Yeah.
So Iran can stop the bleeding now by taking the medicine and doing what they're required to do.
Triaging.
Or we can make sure that the bleeding stops forever. We can stop the heart from pumping blood. That is the other way that the bleeding stops.
And I think what Donald Trump was able to do in this case, and a lot of people are failing to recognize, is that for a long time, we were told geopolitically that there was nothing we could do as far as striking Iran at the heart and getting them to stop funding terrorism across the globe because of the alliance with Russia and China. That if we were to ever touch their proxy in the Middle East, it would be sudden doom. But obviously that was not true. Because remember, China was supposed to be, Russia even, they were supposed to go, don't you dare touch them. And then Donald Trump does. And what does China and Russia do? They hightail it out of there.
Away.
They just go, we want no parts of this. And they don't. They never did. And again, this is a military force that was telling Donald Trump in this case, and maybe they said the Obama administration, maybe they said it to Biden administration, guess what? We can take these guys out and end it now. And maybe someone fecklessly said, oh, we don't want to do that. We'll see if we can be kind to them. We're talking about the same administrations, because people don't remember this. Marie Harf, who is the spokesperson at the Pentagon, famously said when the Obama administration was fighting ISIS, said that the only thing, or the thing that they thought would actually stop them from terrorizing us, is if we got them good jobs. That's what they. That's what they believed.
Right.
That they believed in sort of caring and nurturing them.
Well, we used to joke that they don't have any golf courses or McDonald's, and that's why they're so angry. But the truth of the matter is, these are horrible, disgusting people. And you know what? You can come for me all you want. I don't care. People fail to appreciate that the crusades that began in...
You're not going to have enough time.
These people have been horrible monsters since the creation of them.
Yeah, I hear you.
And we are doing what we can to keep them at bay.
Yeah. Let's take another break. Let's get some weather and traffic in you. Mark Christopher's back. He is in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
The Odyssey app lets you jump back to the moments you missed from WTIC News Talk 1080. Download the free Odyssey app. Search WTIC News Talk 1080 and tap earlier today to get started.
All right, Roseanne, you know exactly what time it is.
Now, what have we learned?
What have we learned?
What have we learned from this little fable?
So what have we learned if nothing else, children?
So what have we learned, huh? So what have we learned from that?
So what have we learned here today?
What have we learned so far?
Roseanne, what have you learned today?
I learned that a dipping dinghy should go along with a yard boat. You're welcome. I don't care what you think. I wasn't stealing your thunder. I was building on your momentum. I was helping. That's number one. Number two, I did a lot of research into this topic that we're not even going to talk about. But we were talking about the prison system and the lack of integration back into regular society, low patriotism, how all of that is starting to,
really permeate within, yes.
Particularly the black community. I want to highlight the contrast of BLM in this whole process, in the civil rights movement. And the Democrat Party and liberalism and the Democratic Socialists, all of these people. Basically what it boils down to is that single, childless, older adults are less likely to become or be conservative, right? You're finding people who are conservative tend to have families, tend to have children, are not necessarily going on to higher education, but if they are higher educated, they tend to have white-collar jobs that are more family friendly, right? So you work in an office, you're not traveling as much, so on and so forth.
Right.
So lonely, childless, overeducated people are more likely to be liberal, less patriotic. So that's a huge problem.
Overeducated, huh?
Overeducated.
Yeah, that's definitely...
Because colleges are now the breeding ground for liberal mindsets. That goes along with Democrats pushing abortion and single motherhood, and not only singlehood but single motherhood. Right? They love a single mother, and also the rate of education in black communities is so severely bad. It's horrible. 70% of black children are born to unwed mothers. 44 to 50% of them are raised in poor black communities. I do want to say there are 2 million...
We don't have enough time.
2 million black millionaires in this country. 59% of them rose themselves out of poverty.
You can... Actually, I'm going to let you finish this on the other end. I was just hoping that you would pay attention to the time.
I wasn't.
Let's get another check of traffic and weather.
There's more.
I know.
I learned more.
Mark Christopher's back. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. Hey, Mark.
What's up, everybody? You know who it is.
You know who it is.
You know who it is. It's Reese on the radio. Frederick Douglass of the 21st century.
It's WTIC News Talk 1080.
All right, I want to give, again, a shout-out and a thank you to both of our guests today. Andrew Rice, who called in today. Good luck to you, young man. And Tim Restall, team president, of the Hartford Yard Goats for being, I was like, team captain? I was like, yeah. I was thinking of the hat. Team president of the Hartford Yard Goats, and can't wait to get down there to the team. I'm going to that Negro League thing. Those jerseys are always been. I always love those.
That tracks.
Tomorrow on the program, I think we have Alex Taubes. Alex Taubes is you remember him, right?
Yeah.
He was at the J. Allen Jones hearing. He was one of the lawyers fighting to get that video released. He'll be our guest tomorrow in studio. Hopefully he gets it right and he shows up. Last time he had to call on the phone because he forgot. We'll see if he shows up. Tomorrow night I'll be at the Marshall House event for the Salvation Army at the Avon Old Farms, that gala that's there. I'll be participating in that as well. I don't know if we have another do we have anything else that's going on? I cannot think of anything. But anyway, we're going to that breakfast at the New River Church in the morning, and then we're going to go see my brother on Saturday night.
Right.
In Boston. So we're going to go hang out with him.
I'm meeting my brother-in-law for the first time.
Yeah, for the first time.
Pretty
it's a
cool.
big deal to you.
You've met my whole family.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
I just feel like, 5 years, it's time.
Yeah, okay. Peter, who was at the Open Doors Outdoors event today, says hello. He says it was a pleasure meeting you both today at the golf outing. Many thanks again for your support. We support them. They love you, and they're really, really crazy about you. You get that all the time when people meet you. It's like, oh, you're the famous Roseanne. It makes you feel uncomfortable.
It does. It's weird. Not in a bad way. It's just what?
Yeah, your life is turned upside down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been, in a good way.
Yeah, I never know. People are like, you're Roseanne. And I'm like, maybe. Who's asking?
Absolutely. The brothers say there's a shout out to Reese's doppelganger at Lyman Orchards today. They see an older gentleman, black man with a white beard. We looked at each other. I said, "Hey, I hear that we're twins." He goes, "Oh yeah, okay. You got the white beard. I got the white beard. We're both tall and black."
You both had the little tummy thing going on.
And with that, the conversation's over.
You're so fragile.
Yes, I am fragile. Project Veritas has got a new video out. I got to check that out. Oh. There was something I was going to bring up that for some odd reason I just forgot. Oh, yes. Tomorrow's program. Go nowhere. Make sure you're here. Okay? So apparently there's another Pure scandal.
Of course there is.
And this Pure scandal goes right to the governor's office. Who would have thought?
What?
Yeah.
Girl, let's talk about it.
Oh, my goodness. And the worst part is that the governor was absolutely upset when Miss Gillette had to leave her post and thought that it was wrong for her to be ousted in the way in which she did. And it turns out, there was a lot of dirty dealings there. And this looks bad. It looks really bad. And it turns out that kid, Jonathan Datch, the young man who was caught up in the scandal of driving the company or the state vehicle around and may have been involved in the scandal in the Caracas that involved the President Barack Obama's advance team. Yes,
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, turns out that he's actually in on this story as well, which was picked up by our good friends over at the Connecticut Inside Investigator. Yeah. By the way, why are they not on the top list of conservative voices here? Are they not? Maybe they're not conservative. Well, they do a lot of investigative journalism. So, and I love every bit of that. Dougie boy, I'll see you also tonight. Doug is my little kind of my AA companion. We'll be hanging out tonight at our AA meeting in Bristol. So I'll see you tonight, Doug. I'll tell you all the details. There's so much dirt, I got to tell you. It's almost like our own little sewing circle. What are you looking? Your face is looking or like making.
I'm totally reading the scandal.
What scandal?
The Pura scandal.
Oh, the Pura scandal. Yeah, it's a good story. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow on the program. We'll get to that. Also, there was another story that I forgot to get into today because we had guests, but we'll talk about that as well. So make sure you're here for all of that. We're still working on the D.C. plan. It turns out that the governor's office is also now wanting to chip in. Not financially, but they are working to see if they can get us down to the Connecticut booth, which I'm just going to say, hey, any help helps. If you want to get us in touch with the governor's office, absolutely. So I got an email from them this morning. It said, in fact, it's like, sorry, we couldn't help you today, but we're going to get you in touch with someone who can. So we're waiting on that email.
I mean, accommodations would be nice.
Well, we can't, they can't guarantee anything. If you don't mind, can I read the email?
I'm just saying we won't cost $100,000 or 50, whatever it is.
Yeah. It says, Reese, thanks so much for giving me a call yesterday. I am copying these two individuals from the governor's office who should be able to give more details about the Great American State Fair and get you in touch with the right people to get your questions answered about participating. So I thank them. They've sent me an email. They're happy to help out. And maybe we'll get somebody.
You are so gracious and so kind and so polite. Because that's not what I'm thinking.
I'm trying to get results, Roseanne.
You are a better person. I keep saying this. I don't know how many times I have to say this to you before you'll finally appreciate it. You are a better person than me.
If it sounds weird to you, is that I like to win. Mm-hmm. And
I like to be salty and petty. So listen, you win, you do the winning, and then I'll be salty and petty afterward. Is that okay? Can we do that?
No, not really. I want you to be able. I believe in winning.
I don't win graciously. No,
and I will
win salty and petty.
I will tell you, it's not that I'm trying to win. Like I don't believe that I should like bend over backwards or bend over in order to win. I'm not doing it at any cost, or my integrity. It's that I won't have a fight with you that isn't necessary. I'll fight with you when there are no other options, or if you're attacking me. I don't see any reason to fight here. If you're going to help me, make sure you help me. If you're not helping me, I have no use for you. And the way I look at it is this way. We are going down there to represent the state of Connecticut, no matter your stripe. Left, right, middle, crazy on either side. We are going down there to represent the state of Connecticut, right. All of Connecticut. And whoever wants to help, they are welcome.
Right.
Right? If they go, if somebody says, look, I'll chip in $10 so you can, so you can get a smoothie. Thank you. I appreciate you. That's all I want. And I want to win. And when we show up there and we're at that booth and we are representing the state and we are broadcasting live, the only thing I want to talk about is how great it is to be an American and how great it is to represent our state. That's all I care about.
And I can be salty and
yes,
bitter. But
not on the microphone. Just perform. Like, just stand there and look pretty and wave, that's all. You don't have to be, everybody knows that you are a fighter and a scrapper. You're like a rabid.
Chihuahua.
Yeah, there you go.
A rabid Chihuahua.
There you go. That's
or
all
a
I'm
Yorkie.
saying. Yes, just try to be gracious.
I'm going to get them ankles.
Sam is in Waterbury. What's going on, sir?
How you doing, guys?
What's up?
Not much. For the history geek in the room, Red Skelton did a thing about the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay.
Where his teacher explained to his classmates about the Pledge of Allegiance after seeing them having lackluster, involvement.
Right.
With that. Also, at Minutia, there's an Italian word that's much more appropriate.
What
Manure. M-A-N-U-R-E. Manure.
Manure.
I thought you were going to say garbaggio.
Garbaggio, but yes, manure is a good word for it.
Yes.
Manure.
Yes. Juneteenth. Are you guys going to be on Juneteenth?
Is Juneteenth Friday or Saturday?
Friday.
Juneteenth is Friday? No, tomorrow's the 18th. I thought it was on the 19th. No, Juneteenth is the 19th. So no, we will not be on. What's that?
Isn't that Friday?
Oh my goodness, it is Friday. Yes, we will be on there. It's not a real holiday.
It's not.
I know. But
it's about significant. It's significant as Kwanzaa.
Well, I want to know what flag are they going to be raising in Middletown on Juneteenth.
Oh, you know what? If they listen, can you take a picture of it and send it to me? Sam, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. Take a picture of it and send it to me. Let me know.
Well, I'm at home.
Okay. Well, no.
I don't get out except for doctor's appointments.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's okay. If anybody's in the area and they raise a flag, let us know of what it is. Thank you, cool. Sam. I appreciate it, man. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay.
You too. Have a great weekend, and Roseanne.
Yes.
Enjoy your time with your outlaws.
Thank you.
Stevie V, what's going on, buddy?
As far as I'm concerned, June 19th is a holiday. That's Garfield the cat's birthday.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. That means it's lasagna day.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there you go. Good point.
We should contact Mama Ferrara.
Yeah, without a doubt. What do you got for me, Sam? Steve?
Well, as far as any young person, I think they need good mentors. And that's one thing the schools lack, and that's one thing I'm glad that you're kind of doing with that young fellow that wants to go into politics.
Oh, TJ, yeah.
And you also mentioned, like, kids in the media and stuff. Now, when you're young, you have no idea what money costs. You live in the way you're kind of growing up for the most part.
Right.
Your example that, you had changed that or whatever. You had, made goals for yourself, but that's a rarity. If you don't know what jobs are there, if you don't know, what jobs pay money, if you don't know, whatever to go to a certain direction, and then you have all kinds of negative influence, like, people think it's a badge of honor to be in jail. People think it's a badge of honor to steal a car, to do a lot of things. And that's just not just, any one particular race, but this is like the surrounding that you grow up in.
Correct.
And I just think that, as a country, we need to try doing more to reach these kids, have people come in and, explain what they do for work and whatnot. And again, how do you know what you want to become if you don't even know that position exists?
Indeed. That's right.
So one of these days, like I said, I want to talk to you, deep about like that education plan that I've been working on for years in my mind.
Okay.
And I think maybe we could do something with it.
You know what's so funny? Because I was thinking, like, how do NGOs work? But an actual NGO that actually produces something. You piqued my interest in this because I had thought about it when I read that story this morning. We'll talk more about it.
Okay, sounds good. And Roseanne?
Yes.
Being a fighter, when you're down in D.C., try not to bring up Michelle Obama's name there.
Please don't. She's
Mikey.
Yeah, okay, we're done. Thank you.
Okay.
Goodbye, Stephen. You are already starting right now. Now they're going to talk about us on The View.
Listen, if you can't find... Things are no longer funny anymore because people are always offended.
Yeah,
and if
this
you're
is true.
always offended, you are never laughing. If you're never laughing, you're a miserable old fart. And if you're a miserable fart, I need you to go do what farts are, go be where farts are supposed to be, in the bathroom or in some dark, quiet place alone. Just go be a fart by yourself alone and leave the rest of us happy people who enjoy jokes alone.
They'll be fine. What is it tomorrow? Thursday. Okay. All right. Wow. We're already in the middle of the week.
In the middle of the month.
And in the middle of the month. Goodness gracious.
Crazy.
Our 1-year anniversary as a show is coming up very soon on June 30th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Can you believe that?
No.
Look how much stuff we've done. Is it wild?
It's insane.
It seems like it hasn't been that long.
I don't remember living in Texas at this moment.
Really?
I think I might have just blocked it all out. It was a very traumatic experience for me. I just feel like I've always been here, just like I feel like I've always been married to you.
I was saying that this morning. Yeah. I said, I can't believe it's been 5 years because it seems like it's longer. And you said, was that a bad thing?
In a good way, right?
Yes, it is in a good way.
That's how I feel about being in Connecticut.
Yeah, Connecticut it feels like we've always kind of been here.
It feels like home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have the perfect man in the perfect state. In a perfect relationship. And maybe not perfect like in the sense of Jesus was perfect, but perfect for me.
Yeah. That's good. As I always say, radio is free, so we thank you for paying attention. Remember to keep JC in your hearts and in your mind. Sean Patrick, we love you and we miss you. Remember that panic is not planning, so plan your work and work your plan. Me, I'm Reese on the radio. She is Roseanne on the radio. Say goodnight, Roseanne.
Good night, Roseanne.
We will see you back here tomorrow at 2 p.m. Be good to each other. And, I don't know, spade and neuter your pets or all that good stuff. Mark Christopher's getting you home. He's in the BPS Lawyers Traffic Center. I was trying something new.
I'm going to have to give you a proper safety briefing.